you a ring.
That was it.
You think they would have only let $4.99 in because your name would have been at the gate.
Very bad run with the stitches 2 weeks in a row.
What happened last week?
Oh my God. I'll numb that.
Who's done that?
Fucking security guard. Oh,
What happened last week?
bag check, mate. Don't worry. Open it up.
Ken!
At Ken. You know what he's got, though?
What was it? Ken, a bit here?
No.
What, no cans?
He said, you're not allowed to. He said, non-open cans aren't allowed. I said, all right, no worries, mate.
How good are you, Chris?
That's what I said. I'll open it. No, you can't open it. That's right. What? He said, non-open cans not allowed. And, oh, mate, on the gate, I'll stand behind him.
I'll slim up. Slim up.
Laughing it off. And I said, oh, man. So I'm just not allowed to bring a can in. Yeah, that's right, but non-open ones as well. And I'll just give it to him and said, yeah, mate. He said, don't bring it in. I said, give it to a can in your place. So he said it behind him all day as I walked in and he was sitting there.
Did you take it?
Oh, it took me 10 minutes to get through. I didn't quite understand what he was trying not to say. What a shambles. That's been my week so far.
You've been good, Maxie, anyway. What have you been doing?
Oh, I've been bad at that.
Working?
Yeah, been working this morning.
At home? Are you in the office or what are you doing?
I only spent 2 days. What? It was lucky there, actually.
Live vision now, then.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Didn't even get prepared for it this morning. Couldn't get all clothes ready. Didn't know whether it was going to be cold or colder.
Yeah.
I think I'll win the toss and bowl, Ben.
Yeah.
I'm going to cricket it up last night. Stokes and John Sibley, 20. Stokes 176.
Makes me better.
Just wakes up and dark. I just spend all that time coming out.
Happens to the best of us. Never get a woman to do your job. Look at this.
Bev up here today? Does Bev come? Give you Hobart. Who? Yeah, but I'm not going to put on to after half time. Because otherwise you go to Beanie now, what happens after half time in your car?
All good here, Chris.
Talk to you mainly about that Facebook group with Tassie Full History.
Right.
Yeah, that's the main thrust.
Kind of interested you, but Facebook.
Where's the sludge?
Must have run out. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
What they actually said the boss,
All good, Chris.
he's going to go and get beers for his luncheon.
No worries.
That's right, no worries.
Yep.
When you're at the gate, up there.
In front of me,
Can't see if you're going to do it. That's it. That's all you got.
Broadcast is proudly sponsored by your locally owned Telstra stores, Quadrant, Kings Meadows and the Brisbane Street Mall.
Welcome to Windsor Park in Launceston. It's a big clash between North Launceston and Launceston, eagerly awaited every year, and stakes are high today here in round 2 of the TSL. Both teams coming off good wins in round 1, and both teams at pretty close to full strength. We do have some late changes to report. We'll get to those in a moment, but it's going to be a fantastic clash. It's a cool day here, overcast, ground in good condition. A slight breeze to the left of screen for those that are watching the TSL screen. To the town end for our radio listeners. My name's Dave Moore. I'd like to introduce my fellow commentators this afternoon. First of all, to my left, welcome back to City Park Radio Sport, Matthew McGee.
Well, good to be back, Dave, and good afternoon to all our listeners and viewers. Yes, I've had to come back on board today, straighten you blokes back up a little bit, but after the start we've had just here in the box, Maxie, I think I've got a lot of work to do. Good afternoon to you, Max Walker.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yeah, it's been a bit of a comedy of errors and a bit of
spilled drinks, not allowed in the gate.
This morning.
Yeah,
Anyway, it could be worse.
It is, but great to be here in the climate of Windsor Park, eh?
We're not allowed to mention it.
No, she's a ripper.
Guys, it's going to be a fantastic clash as the teams are breaking up. We might even get a bit of an early start here. I think North Launceston won the toss and look like they're kicking to the town end, which might be favoured by a slight breeze. Earlier today, we saw an absolute thriller in the D League, where Launceston 5-6-36 defeated North Launceston 5-5-35, and a shot for goal just in the dying seconds from Archie Wilkinson. It's put through for a behind to give them a 1-point victory. In the under-18s, Launceston 5-5-35 defeated North Launceston 2-5-17, and in the TSLW, Launceston 3-8-26 defeated North Launceston, the one behind at 1 point.
And, you mentioned before, Foz, big selection news. Mitchell Thorpe is laid out today. Not carrying too much of an injury, I don't think. Maybe just couldn't get himself a spot in this all-conquering Launceston side. So they're pretty confident today. Of course, Hamish Leedham dropped to the twos. He played in the D League. And Bart McCulloch for North Launceston. He kicked a couple of goals to Big Bartholomew. But it's going to be Auckland taking the ruck duties today, Max. What are your thoughts there with Leedham out and Auckland in?
It will be an interesting tussle there against Alex Lee. We'll have to see how the big number 90 for Launceston goes.
Big battle here. Launceston have not defeated North for 7 years. And back in 2007, Lee and Auckland go up in the ruck. Lee gets it out quickly. Polferman, hands, Miller Hodge coming off half-back. Looks forward, never reliable. Jackie Avent takes the mark on the half-back flank for North Launceston. Goes towards the interchange side of the ground. Hits up, spots up Taylor Whitford. No, Tommy Bennett it is. Tommy Bennett on the far wing. He goes short, turnover. Launceston Right over the other side of the ground, Jake Smith bites hard. It's going to be a ball up. Umpire circles and says, give it to me. So Tommy Bennett, one of the players that's returned to North Launceston this year after winning a premiership at Hillwood last year in the NTFA. Auckland up against Lee. There's that battle. Auckland came back from the SANFL when the COVID times hit, and he's slumped back in after a week into the Launceston side. So just palmed down Joey Harper. Jesus, some good battles today in that midfield. Harper, Seymour, he's there. Mark Walsh is there as well for North Launceston, and of course Ponting. Just find a little spot back for Josh Ponting. They did, Max.
That they did.
And here is
really
Ponting,
well
spun
week.
around by Seymour. That's going to be holding the ball. And Fletcher Seymour is going to get the first free kick of the day. Just backward of centre, over on the interchange side of the ground, Fletcher Seymour. Had an excellent year last year for Launceston. Hits up, spots up there. Launceston inside, just to the top of the 50. Going back, one of my boys, Big Sauce Donnelly, half-back flank. He's a first game for this year for Big Sauce.
Little kick towards Ponting, gets the handball backwards. Off half-back now by Van Buren, up the wing, contest. Clears both players. Little tap along. Here goes Ryan Tyrrell. He gets a handball away to Casey Brown. Now to Miller Hodge. His little kick's a good one. Fletcher Seymour's got it. Centre wing. No scorers yet. Been playing a couple of minutes here at Windsor Park. Keep up to date with other scores today as we can. Two big games at Twin Ovals and also Lauderdale. Kick up now towards half forward. Spills. Kick inside 50. Bouncing ball. Riley's there. So is Nan Curvis. And the ball goes through for one behind. So that's the first behind of the day. It's North Launceston one behind. Launceston yet to score.
Yeah, that was Jake Hines kicking it in there.
Jake Hines,
Another
yep.
player returning from the NEFL. Good to see these boys back in Tassie. Of course, the interesting times this year has led to that. Sanders goes short, bounces off Bennett's chest. He gets rid of his opponent. Could have been a free kick. Hands there. Foon over the top. And it goes out of bounds there. Taking the ball out was Fletcher Bennett. And he's come through the North Launceston, changed his number this year as Fletcher Bennett. Of course, those of you watching the live stream, we're also on the radio, 103.7, 96.5 City Park. So we are calling everything for our radio listeners as well as our TV viewers. Lee palms it down. Ponting comes back to Pulfreman. Second kick for him. Top of the square. Riley bounces off his chest. Richter Solder. He's done his isolation time, Max. Richter Solder's back in. Going down there, North Launceston, the youngster in Sharon Egger. He's quick, he's speedy, he's smart. He's Egger off the ground. Oh, taken high there, Davies. Got to be a free kick. And it's Liam Davies. He's going to get the free kick. Just backward of centre. As Dave said, North Launceston kicking towards the city end of the ground. And he finds Sanders.
Oliver Sanders had a great game last week, sweeping across half-back. Goes right now, goes to his left. Kicks it off now there towards Arian Richter Soto, who's back in the team. He kicks it wide, might be too wide. Down umpire right on the spot, says out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, big role for Ollie Sanders coming back from the Devils program. It normally plays forward. Interesting to see. He's a terrific user of the football. And you were impressed with him last week, you boys.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Really good kick, Macca.
Jared Dakin up the wing. Auckland's there with Lee. Front position, Richter Solder. Spills, high tackle, play on. Here's Musica back in the Launceston team. Kicks to half forward. Maybe to the advantage of Fletcher Bennett. He does well. Handball over the top here. Looking for Nan Curvis. Can't take it. White's there. Riley's there. Handball to Harper. 30 out. Inside out. Kick Toby Harper. First goal of the game to Launceston. Good team play at half forward by the Blues. Culminating in a nice shot there from Joby Harper. And you can hear Mitch Thorpe there in the background. He's just come out congratulating his players. But it's first blood, Max Walker to the Lonnie Footy Club.
Yet, after a very lacklustre 4 or 5 minutes to start with, Dave, they got a bit of a loose ball here right in front of the commentary area. Quick kick or quick handball out there to Harper.
Harper.
Musica down the line, crumbed, handball to Harper, and an unusual kick, but got the desired result. Good start.
Mitch Thorpe came out of the box and wanted to give Michael Musica a big congratulations, because that was a 50-50 contest he had to win here on the wing. He actually should have got the free kick he played on. And Musica, we've seen him back in the South Launceston colours years ago, premiership player, and he was runner-up in the Alistair Lynch medal, so he's a quality player to have back in that Launceston forward line. Secondary ball up in the middle. First one didn't go the way the umpire wanted. Auckland gets over the top of Lee. It's going to be a free kick hanging on to the jumper, and it's going to go to Mark Walsh. Another one of the Hillwood Premiership players coming back. Also North Launceston, multiple Premiership player. Mark Walsh uses the ball well. Goes to half forward. Looks up there for his North Launceston teammate in Callow, who flies. But it's going to be a free kick after that. And it's going to go to Burt.
Yep.
Big Zach Burt. Another one returning, this time from Georgetown. Burt, deep inside 50. Whitford's there. Could have been taken, wasn't. Forward pocket. Umpire sees a free kick. And it's going to go Launceston's way. So some terrific matchup. Some of the best players in the state here today. And this is going to be a free kick right in the back line to Boyd. So Boyd, one of those youngsters that the Launceston defence is going to rely on. Not much size back there for Launceston in the defence. But if they can just win those 50-50s, Max, as this is going to be another ball up. That really is the Achilles heel. If you look on paper, that the size of Launceston's defence. But if they play that team defence, they could beat anyone.
Absolutely, Macca. And ball up again here.
As it's on the far side of the ground with Seymour, gets a kick away under pressure. Played hold of his shorts, spills, dribbles out of bounds in front of the North Launceston interchange bench, repeating that late change. Bowen Pearce comes in and replaces Mitch Thorpe. So,
yeah, certainly their back line, compared to the North forward line, it lacks the height, doesn't it, Launceston? So we'll see how that unfolds.
Yeah, Jamison House back there as a centre half back. He's a big unit and playing that centre half back role well.
A lot of players around the contest here. So another stoppage. So ball up far side. Other games today. Kingborough Tigers at home to North Hobart and Lauderdale at home to Glenorchy. Also got AFL underway, Brisbane versus GWS. Big game in the AFL. Not much happening here at the moment. A lot of players around the contest. Finally we get Lockie Cocker getting the ball out. Dan Withers on debut. He gets tackled to the ground. No prior. Be a ball up on the slightly attacking side of the wing for North Launceston. The Blues lead 1-1-7. North Launceston yet to score. As the umpire throws the ball in the air. Congested over there on the far side. Harper handballs over his head. And it's deemed as out of bounds. No deliberate. Can AFL score for us there, Macca?
Just early days.
Early days.
Foz. I know you're keen to know how your Giants are going.
Yes.
But it's
Lions,
0
actually.
both teams. Just half a minute in, Dave. So
there we go. As Lee and Auckland go at it. Ponting. Now Withers has got it. He's over it. Did he drag it back in? Umpire said no.
there is some big
Good
news
ball
out
up.
of the AFL though, Dave. Gary Ablett has actually left the hub in WA for Geelong and actually gone back home.
He's had a few issues to deal with at home,
Yeah,
so it's
he's
understandable.
young fella, so hopefully all good there. Max, can you pass it on to Gary Ablett if you don't mind? My good wishes.
I will.
Ball up, Seymour, tackled, taken in the tackle well there, Seymour. That's an excellent tackle by Lockie Cocker, and he's going to get the free kick. In fact, Ponting's going to take the free kick. I think it was Lockie Cocker that latched on first, and Ponting come in for the ride. And Josh Ponting, the Alistair Lynch medalist, best player in the competition. Jewel comes down here to Burt. Handball over the top. Seymour, been prolific earlier, Seymour. Over the top here now, Liam Davies off half back. Can't take it, fumbles once, twice. That's costing because now he's been tackled. Everything's happening over the other side of the ground, Dave. We predicted that.
Yep.
Get the binoculars up. They're going to get the work out, and it's just gone out of bounds in front of the Launceston interchange box.
Be interesting to see who the second ruckman is for both teams today. Like you've got Lee, and you've got Callow, and probably Bennett for the Robins.
Big Donnelly's going to do this one, so that's going to come down the front here on Auckland. Harper, first possession from the clearance. Umpire said holding the footy. He tried to handball, and it came back to him, but it was a legal disposal to start with, and Harper's got to give the free kick to Bennett. Squares it up now. Sanders, we talked about his excellent left foot kick. Comes right across the ground here now to the commentary side, and he finds Connor Young. Young over the top. Here now, left footer, and then Curvis down the line, looking for Bennett, working hard on and Jack Denellen there. So there's a half a foot of height. Going to be a free kick. Yeah, Denellen's giving away a bit of height there, isn't he, on Bennett? But he can run. Tuthill over the top. Boyd over the top to Tuthill. Two youngsters combined on half back. Had excellent seasons last year, these two boys coming up. Their first year of senior footy, but geez, they played well, even right through the finals campaign. Auckland down the line, punches it. Pulfreman gives Sanders one on the go. Great hands. Comes over the top here, North Launceston through Withers. First gamer, good first touch. Here's Bradley Cox-Goodyer. Geez, he loves it here at Windsor Park. does Bradley Cox-Goodger. He has a look down the city end, and here's another one. Cox-Goodger. You knew that this is his place, this is his time, and he kicks him from the pocket. I remember here last year, he just does it. And what about that one from outside 50? Bradley Cox-Goodger, different year, same result.
Exactly, Macca. Right behind it from here, and the moment that it got placed in his hands, then from Withers, he ran to 50 and just slotted it through. Well shepherded by the coach in the square.
I thought the initial effort there from Oliver Sanders, he was up against 2 and he won the contest. It was pretty good.
So,
it was.
That's right. Half on this middle. So we saw Musica win it the first time for Launceston. They got a goal. This time it was Sanders. And that's excellent from the youngster on half back, the 18-year-old.
Launceston 1-1-7, North Launceston 1 goal straight 6. So a couple of great goals to start the contest here. Back in the middle of Windsor Park. So not much breeze to speak of at the moment. As umpire bounces it pretty well in the centre of the arena. Alex Lee gets down towards Walsh. It's sharked by Auckland. Handballs blindly, but gets it to Harper. Does the don't argue. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor off the left. Kicks high to half forward. Musica's there. At the front there, once again, was a vent. And it spills out of bounds. About 70 metres around from Launceston's goal. They're kicking it to the northern end. And it's interesting to see the wet area today. It's full of seats there. The patrons were there well and truly early today. And the women's game, in fact, they were there having a few beverages, so they'll have a good day there. There's a boundary throw in. Auckland wins the tap, not effective. Taylor, I think it is, kicks it inside 50. Mongrel Torp spills out of bounds, 10 metres around from the behind post. Deep in attack now for the Blues. They lead by a point, even start here. No, it wouldn't surprise you today if it comes down to a kick or two at the end of the game. And the Blues after the first scalp of the Bombers since 2014. Front position Lee gets the tap down. Sanders at the back, sweeping, does well on the right this time. Clears the area. Jamison House goes in hard. Can't quite take the mark. Free kick to Jamison House.
Copman on the way through from Bird, I think.
Yep. So the big fella, I think he played in South Australia last year.
That's it. Yeah, the Eagles.
As he kicks inside 50. Harper nearly takes the mark. Front position. Gets his own spillage. Tackled by a lot of Northern Bombers players. No prior. Be a ball up just inside the attacking 50 for the Blues. They lead by a point.
We mentioned the matchups, Max. Riley on Nankervis, or Nankervis on Riley, I should say. It's going to be crucial. Last line of defence there, Nankervis. So ball up here on the 50. Launceston's end of the ground. They're going down to the Tamar River end. Ponting, caught. Great tackle, great pressure, Joby Harper. And he's going to get the free kick. Harper swings on the right. Looks up here, looks for Hines, and finds him. So, Max, here's a boy that a few years ago was down here at Windsor Park, was right on the draft radar, played some excellent footy for the Allies, it was in the under-18s. Missed out on the draft, played up in the NEFL last year, and has come back. Actually played a cameo game here last year. He played one game with his younger brother.
On the bye.
And this time he's taken a mark. So, a terrific kick of the footy, nice strong body on him, looks fit. So Jake Hines from about 40 directly out in front. And there is another goal to Launceston. So they've got 2. And they're up and about of the Blues here at Windsor Park. And 2 goals to Launceston. 1 to Harper and 1 now to Jake Hines. And they've skipped away. 2 goals, 1-13 Launceston, North Launceston, 1 goal straight 6.
Just goal for goal at the moment, Macca. And just getting used to a few of the unfamiliar numbers, like you said. Fletcher Bennett's switched to 7 this year.
Yeah, Ponting's obviously come back and he's taken 27.
You got Richter Solder in 39, and then you look at
Timmy Auckland's in 90.
90. That's a big number for a big man.
The big fella. So Joby Harper involved in both goals for Launceston, goal assists, and also a kicking his own as Joby Harper.
Back in the middle of Windsor Park. And Lee gets a beautiful tap out to Ponting. Gee, they link up well there with Whitford now. On his right foot, he kicks inside 50. Goes deep here towards Zach Burt. Uses his body beautifully and takes the mark. So Zach Burt might be just in his range. Saw Cox-Goodger kick one from about that spot a few minutes ago. He's backing himself here. Is Zach Burt.
It was a good kick from Whitford because he just kicked on that side, Max, did he? And Burt just protected that ball drop.
Yep.
And Jamison House couldn't do much.
It's great footy from the middle of the ground there. A couple of quick exchanges. It's led now to a shot on goal from Zach Burt. Right on the paint of 50. Nice kick. Zach Burt. Has it got the distance? It has. Goal to North Launceston. That's their second. And it's goal for goal here at Windsor Park. Launceston 2-1-13. North Launceston, 2 goals straight, 12. First goal for Zach Burt, and what a great passage of play, Max.
Yeah, it was, Dave. Didn't look good off the boot when he dropped that. It looked a little bit skew-whiff, but made the distance, and like you say, it was a good passage of play. Really, sensible kick from Whitford, just placed it out in front, and like Macca said, it allowed Burt just to use his body and turn at the last moment to keep Jamison House out, which, if we wind back to the times that we're here watching in 2018 against Jamison House, he does look like he's put on a bit more bulk, absolutely.
Yep, my word. Boy from Burnie, of course, Jamison House. Umpire was lucky to get away with the last bounce, I reckon, but this is a beauty. Auckland over the top of Lee, down the front. Here's Dakin on the draft radar this year as an overager. Of course, the Devils are not playing, goes inside 50. Riley, good tackle in front of the wet area. The boys are seated. They're not allowed to stand up in these COVID times, but they're going to have a good day over there on the plastic seats. And Dylan Riley's going to take the free kick right in front of the can bar. And you would never have thought you'd have seen a can bar on plastic seats and everyone's sitting down behaving themselves, Max.
Not at Windsor Park.
No. They've done well, the Launceston Football Club, led by Sandra Boland and obviously Mitch Thorpe with the footy side of things. But to get these games going now, it's a real procedure, isn't it?
It is. All clubs have done exceptionally well with all that, I think.
Here's Riley, comes in, puts it out to the top of the square. It's going to nearly get there. I think it has. Music has shepherded it through, and it's gone over the line. So we've seen 4 absolute beauty goals today already, kicking from the boundary, set shots, and that was a ripping goal from a resultant free kick from holding the footy. And Dylan Riley kicks another one for Launceston. So they go to 3 goals, 1-19. North Launceston 2 straight 12. Good game, boys.
It is, and very good work on the line then, as you pointed out, by Musica and Jack Denellen. They were both there holding their opponents out. Just made the distance, but you only have to get it over the line, and they all count.
You can get away with anything on the goal line, can't you, really?
You can.
It's always one of those things where they just get away with anything, even over on the Big Island. So that was a quick goal from the ball up.
Here we go again. Macca, we're goal for goal here at the moment.
Beautiful. Love it.
Love the footy we're seeing as Lee this time.
Oh, they've gone. The umpire's gone down.
Yep. Well, keep an eye on that one as Whitford now escapes from the middle.
Oh, he's run into Harper too.
Direct down towards half forward, off hands of Jack Tuthill. Tyrrell tries to mop up, loses possession. Here's Cox Goodger, runs into Porfirman, releases though. Foon high up the ground. Now to Ponting, kick straight away. Contest, Zach Bird again, nearly takes it. It spills to the side of the contest. Good tackling there by the Blues defence. As I think it was Tom Bennett was going to launch on goal. Here they go now. Little short kick, ends up here with Holt.
Yeah, good effort from Bowen Pearce it was back there. Launceston.
So, Holt, little short kick. Finds a teammate there in Jack Tuthill.
Miller Hodge.
Miller Hodge, thank you. Often get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
It's Miller Hodge on defensive 50. Kicks up the eastern side of the ground. Up here looking for Auckland. Lee with a big fist. Falls it to Profferman. Nice handball to Holt. Thinks about another handball. Thinks better of it. Then goes by foot to half forward. Music is there. Takes a nice mark. He's off and running. And Curvis can't catch him. Up here towards Riley. Oh, he's clean bowled. He's clean bowled is Riley. Bennett's got it. He takes a tackle on Bennett. How's the umpire see that play on? Riley's got it again. Frenetic passage of play as it spills out of bounds.
Yes.
Wowee, that was all happening there.
Well, Riley stayed back the whole time and let his opponent go up the ground. And, geez, Music, it was good again, one-on-one here at 50.
What about that touch? Just one hand, kept it in front of him. Good, strong mark. Kick let him down, but it was under pressure.
Bounty throw in right beside the behind post. Who's going to go for it? Lee. Little tap to the front. Foon clears the area. Rising for the ball there was Dakin. He couldn't take the mark. Kick away by Egger. In fact, it was Boyd before. Egger kicks it to space. Callow. This way, that away. Evades a couple. Nice handball back now to Withers. Withers, here's the call. Up towards Cox Goodger. But nice chop out mark there from Fletcher Seymour.
Fletcher Seymour, half back. Takes the mark. Comes down the line here and finds Jacob Boyd. So Boyd, Whitford stands the mark. Slow the play down. How many minutes gone, Max? 19, 20 minutes. So what are we playing, Foz?
16 and time on.
16 and time on, like the AFL. Interesting that the umpires down here are now playing that same interpretation of holding the footy. Seen a couple today really red hot. Seymour, half back. It's a repeat of what I just said before. Seymour finds Boyd. So tucked away, playing for the clock here, I reckon, at the moment, Launceston. Down the line. He's got Wright. He goes up. Second to the footy was Alec Wright. Good tap on there, North Launceston. over the top. Here's Callow low at the ground. He's taken like a Dodgem car, bump, 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 and it comes out the back. Playing the half-back role there is Sanders. It's Young, inside 50, Connor Young. Oh, big contest, top of the square. Callow on the snap. It's touched off the boot, and it's going to go through for a behind. So that's North Launceston. They go along 2-1-13. They trail Launceston 3-1-19.
Quarter time at Giant Stadium. Brisbane Lions 28, GWS 15.
Righto.
Want me to go, Macca?
Yeah, you go, Foz.
Right, binoculars are up.
From me, yeah, you take that one.
So I think that's Miller Hodge there in the back pocket, long way away from us here. He goes wide, too wide, out of bounds on the full. So chance for North Launceston here. Score is 3-1-19 Launceston, 2-1-13 North Launceston. Pretty even first quarter. Kick inside 50. Callow takes a great mark. He extended the arms as he does on Bowen Pierce. And he's going to line up about 20 out, 45-degree angle. Jackson Callow kicked a lovely goal last week from a long distance. Now he's gone back a long way, Ben Brown style.
Yeah, geez, back on the 50 and the mark's, 20 out.
So Jackson Callow, quietish first quarter, but he could cap it off here with a nice goal. Delivers. Umpire moves a bit, but it's no problem to Jackson Callow and scores a level here at Windsor Park. 3 goals, 1-19 apiece. And we've been playing 22 minutes into the first quarter.
It was a real nice extension of his arms. I just watched the replay there on the stream, and he took that at the highest point. You know, it does lack that sort of bit of real genuine height, Callow, but that's a really good reach, especially he hit it at full pace.
Yeah, it was, Macca, and the highlight of the 6 goals that have been played, they've all come from a fast play.
Yep.
You could take 6 goals in 22 minutes, so if you took out the other 19 minutes of this game, it's all been very defensive by both sides.
There was no doubt here that Launceston were playing for a bit of time on this wing, and in the end the ball got turned over. But can't be long left in this quarter. Umpire has done a lot of work in the middle. That's another nice bounce. Auckland over the top of Lee. So that could be a ploy there, because he's definitely getting over the top of Lee at the moment. He's Auckland. Harper with a kick out. Finds his Launceston teammate there in Tyson Miller, and he's taken in a tackle right on the point of the square. Good tackle there from Liam Davies. As Dave said, scores a level here at Windsor Park. Turn the lights on, I reckon, Dave. It's starting to get a little bit dark. Inside 50 kick right to the top. Connor Young comes over the top, but it's Richter Solder taking it, and he actually was the one that stayed down. Donnelly's on, ignores him. He's a good in, isn't he, Richter Solder?
Yeah.
Down the line, was going to have a crack at the VFL this year, Richter Solder. But has come back. We're going to do some study over there, but obviously that's all online at the moment. Egger takes it. There's the quarter-time siren. And an entertaining first quarter, 3-1-19 apiece. Launceston and North Launceston. Goal kickers for Launceston were Harper, Hines and Riley. And for North Launceston, it was Cox, Goodger, Burt and Callow got the last. So 3 goals apiece, 6 goals for the quarter, and quite entertaining.
It was, Macca, a good start. Those 6 goals, like we said, come in pretty quick succession when the ball got out in the open. Very defensive game style by both teams, I think, early on. But when either side got the break, it allowed it to open the game up a little bit. And we've seen some really good goals in those 6 that we've seen so far this game. So if we keep up that standard, we're in for a cracker game.
Thanks to our sponsors of our broadcast today, our locally owned Telstra stores, Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. Thanks to Andrew Doyle for his support. We'll take a short break from what's been a great first quarter here at Windsor Park. Back with City Park Radio and the live stream in just a moment. 119 apiece. Goal kickers for Launceston, Joby Harper, Jake Hines and Dylan Riley. And for the Bombers, Brad Cox, Goodger, Zach Bird and Jackson Callow. Some team stats to quarter time. Hit-outs are pretty even. North Launceston 12-10. Leading that stat. Clearances, Launceston 7-5, once again pretty even. Inside 50s, 8 apiece. Scores are level. Marks inside 52 to North Launceston, 1 to Launceston, and free kicks 7 to Launceston, 6 to North Launceston. Every stat I look at there is almost even. And compliments of the Lonnie Stats guys, Damien Donnelly and Darren Lovell. You've got some Launceston players there and a couple of North Launceston ones as well, Macca.
Yeah, well, it was Fletcher Seymour, the prime mover, started really well. He's had 8 disposals, 6 kicks, 2 handballs. Jacob Boyd across half-back with 5, Joby Harper with 5, with 2 score involvements there for him, including his own goal. Miller Hodge with 5 across half-back. And Timmy Auckland with 11 hit-outs has done a good job in the first quarter. The one that they're keeping an eye on for North Launceston is Taylor Whitford.
Yep.
And Taylor Whitford's only had 2 touches, including that nice kick out of the middle.
So what are our thoughts in the first quarter, boys? Maxie, look, the scores are level, and it really was toing and froing. Some great footy by both teams.
Yeah, it was. And look, both teams have got a couple of new players in again today, this week. You've got young Bowen Pearce, who's come up from South Launceston in the Launceston side. You've got, Musica played last week. You've got Jamison House in again. So we've seen a lot of new faces again, and it's going to take them a little while to get into the rhythm and understand, what's expected of them from Coach Thorpe this year. And likewise with the North Launceston team. You've got Dan Withers in for his first game for the club. You've got Rick DeSolder back again from, as Macca said previously, from Victoria due to the COVID situation. And then you have those 3 or 4 experienced guys who have come back from the NTFA from COVID and had just pause there for the siren, but you've got those ones that have come back from COVID, which was like young Ponting, and the other ones who had indicated they were coming back at the end of the last season as well. So first quarter really exciting in patches. Lot of up and down football, but when it did get out the back and that opened the goals up, and that resulted in 6 of them for the quarter. So a really entertaining component there. You
can see that both teams are going to try and control the ball across half-back. So Boyd, Tuthill, Tyrrell and those Launceston boys down one end, and then you've got Sanders, Rick DeSolder, and those good kicks of the footy here. So you're right about the teams getting over the back. Launceston are obviously going to try and use that speed of Riley and Musica over the back, leave a lot of space behind, whereas North Launceston playing a lot deeper. They've got the tools, so they're looking to go long and deep. They've got Callow, we've seen Burt take a mark down there, and Bennett's the hit-up. Bennett's the hit-up. He's got great endurance, and he's the hit-up. So, look, a really interesting game. It's going to be that centre ball up. We've seen Launceston come through there pretty well. Harper, of course, using his bulk and class, he's been good. And Timmy Auckland is actually getting over the top of Lee in the ruck. He's had 11 hit-outs, Max. He's getting over the top of him in the ruck. So it's definitely a ploy that they've done. Yeah, score down at Lauderdale, Dave. Lauderdale 2-3-15. Lee Glenorchy 1-4-10. Right. Down at the Lauderdale Oval. We'll just try and get the other score there. It actually came up at quarter time. It was 0 apiece, but I'm hoping that that's not true. Maybe they just haven't updated the score, but I'll try and get that one for you.
Lions 34 lead GWS 21.
Okay, so that's high scoring early down there. And look, it's going to get dark here. My word, it's.
Just like to reiterate, Mac, what you said before about the clubs getting the footy going, and congratulations to North Launceston last week. Everything went really well at UTAS Stadium and the Blues today. So
it went that well that Max couldn't get in the gate.
Yes,
he was number 501, and you didn't put his name on the gate.
Yeah, no, blame me.
Cause there, but. Max, while we've got a bit of time, we need to bring it up. Taylor Whitford was rated the best player in the TSL last week on his ranking points, things like that. Is it true? Now, I wasn't here last week, and I was cruising around the Eagle Hawk Neck area. Is it true that this time last week you did not find Taylor Whitford a vote?
Correct. At this time last week, Macca, because
you've given him the votes again today, Dave.
It wasn't even quarter time.
You've given him the votes again.
Well, like I said before the game, Macca, you're more than welcome to.
He was 130 plus Supercoach points. Ranking points.
I didn't have the luxury of that after the game.
Second quarter's about to go. We look forward to Max's votes later on this afternoon. We cannot wait to see who he misses out today. And this is a ball up in the middle, and it's going to be a secondary ball up. Taylor Whitford says that was probably holding the footy, but the umpire disagreed. So this one's thrown up. Auckland up against Lee. Tap down. Back of the pack. Casey Brown smothered. Well done there from Donnelly. He's an in today and a good in too for North Launceston because he can play in multiple positions, can big source. And it's going to be another ball up in the middle of the ground. Any changes you're noticing, Max? Everything looks pretty similar. A lot around the footy. This time, clear the area. Davies didn't take it with him. Whitford comes through the other way. Lee lays the tackle on Brown. He's going to be pinged. So here's this new interpretation of the rule. And Alex Lee takes the resultant free kick, gives the hands. Here's the ball user, the quarterback today, Sanders. Hodge goes over the top there of the young fella in Lockie Cocker. And it's going to be a good defensive effort there from Miller Hodge. And it's going to be a ball up right on the 50 in front of the Launceston club rooms.
An interesting match up there, Macca, that we spoke about a little bit earlier. You got Tyrrell on Cox Goodger, and we know that the Lonnie side is a bit shorter and probably lack the strength, but we'll see how we go.
Here we go. Free kick again. What's this one holding? No, which way it's going to go. It's going to go. North Launceston's one. It's going to go to Mark Walsh. No. Yep. Gives it back to Ponting. Ponting to Walsh. Top of the square. It's going to be close to out of bounds. It is out of bounds. It's drifted away there on the hook, and it's gone out of bounds right forward pocket. Tyrrell.
And Tyrrell, of course, leadership this year. He goes short. Dangerous. Mark taken by Lockie Cocker. And it's only about 30 metres out directly in front. And Ryan Tyrrell there. Dangerous kick. Had to be spot on and just floated a little bit. And Lockie Cocker read it well. Boy from Queechee High School a couple of years ago. I saw him play in an NHWSA Grand Final. Very impressive. He graduated through the ranks at North Launceston. Now he's got a chance to put them in front. Lachlan Cocker, close to the man on the mark. Leans back. He's offline to the left. One behind. 3-2-20. North Launceston 3-1-19.
Didn't look confident kicking that ball, Dave.
No.
Did not look confident at any stage.
He's just got to be close to the man on the mark, I think. But anyway, as Jake Smith goes short, this time to Tyrrell. Sure he won't make the same mistake again. He's looking down the line. He's looking nowhere else.
North Hobart by 2 points down at Kingston at the minute.
It's going to be a close one there. Ryan Tyrrell does go down the line. Nankervis comes across and takes a mark. Further up the ground than we usually see him. He kicks inside 50 straight away. Cox Goodger front position will fly. It's a good defence though at the front by Casey Brown. He thumps the ball away. Be a boundary throw in, about 30 around from North Launceston's goal. They're attacking early. We've had the only inside 50 so far of this second quarter.
For those that have just joined us here on City Park Radio, it's Launceston 3-1-19, North Launceston 3-2-20. Scores were locked even at quarter time. Throw in, top of the 50. Scramble there to both teams. A couple of afters. The umpire's found something. Puts his hand up just to say, I'm in charge. The players go on with it. They're throwing the bulk around the lads. Good to see. You'd imagine these two teams will be right up there at the pointy end of the season. In a couple of months, coming out of the pack was Ponting. He didn't have it. He made sure the umpire saw it, and he did. It's going to be a free kick to Ponting right on the 50. He won't have a shot. It's beyond him. Tries to spot up. Donnelly in the pocket. Well done there, Casey Brown. Hits the ball hard there, just Tyrrell. Clears the area better this time. Sanders slipped as he went to mark it. It cost him. Gives the ball back now to Ponting, and he's taken in between the 50 and the centre square. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Round 2 of the TSL action. Launceston versus North Launceston down here at Windsor Park. I know there's people watching right around Australia, Foz. Lots of expats having a look today on the live stream. And plenty of people who couldn't get to the ground today, of course, with that 500 restriction. Plenty of people tuning in at home as well. So good afternoon to you. Comes down here now. Launceston clear the area. Musica, Electric. Doesn't take the footy. Does now. Oh, he sells a bit of candy and copped it himself. It was Edmonds who might have taken him high, but Musica slipped. It's his brother-in-law there in Miller Hodge. His tap on from Riley to Alec Wright. Well done, Whitford. Taken in a tackle. Did he handball it? Umpire said yes. Top of the 50. Right there now for Launceston is the Jared Dakin, the youngster, but it's going to be Taylor Whitford taking it from half back. He's skittled from Harper below. It's hard work here at the moment for North Launceston as they try to get it out. Tell you what, the boys are going in hard, and Whitford continues to go. There has not been a possession for about 60 metres. The ball has just scrambled forward, and now it's on centre wing.
Gee, there's some tough body contest there, Max.
Geez, Max.
There was no exceptions for anybody.
Yep.
It was
No.
win the loose ball or get out of the road.
Well, Launceston had them on toaster and music has slipped and it cost them a shot on goal. Ponting, another clearance. Back to Alex Lee, followed up. Brown, nice handball. Goes over the top to Seymour, but he's tackled twice. The umpire says, give it to me, as Donnelly comes flying out. So there's a little bit of willing here at the moment. Great to see these crosstown rivals, Dave.
A couple of little involvements there from Dan Withers. I was really impressed with in that passage of play as well.
Dan Withers, first game in TFA. He's taken all before him. He's actually won a medal in the Division 2 NTFA and the Division 1 NTFA as Dan Withers. So great to see that he's put his hand up this year for the TSL. Boundary throw in, 60 metres from goal, city end of the ground. It's North Launceston by a point. You're listening to City Park Radio, and here is the 208 game St Patrick's Old Collegian superstar, Dave Moore.
Oh, you're too kind, Macca, as it's on the ground now with Seymour. Little handball away. Kick inside 50 quickly, and he falls as far as Arian Richter Solder. Now the switch is on here. He's got players streaming to his right. Gets it to Nan Curvis, who does have Fletcher Bennett, who's covered now, so he'll have to go back and probably go down the line long. He goes short. He tries to go short. Kick smothered. Chance. Free kick. Jake Hines.
There's something down behind play.
That's right. Something's happened back on the 50.
Yeah, it's a free kick. There was a bit of a skirmish between the two ruckmen, and it's going to be a down-the-field free kick.
It's Alex Lee and Tim
Alex
Auckland.
Lee and Timmy Auckland, but I think it's a North Launceston free kick.
Players are moving this way.
Oh, gee whiz, that's cost North Launceston there.
They were out. The ball was smothered.
So the handball off now, little kick up the wing, clears the players. First there's Jakey Smith, takes it, tackled. Now Taylor, he's tackled well by Event. He gets clear, gets a little kick away. Might be all right here for the Blues. Still at half forward. Here comes Musica on the left. Kicks to the goal square. There's Musica over the top of Riley, through for a behind. So scores a level once again. 3 goals, 220 apiece.
Lights are on, Foz. Lights are on.
Real arm wrestle this quarter is Matthew McGee.
Richter Solder goes left and finds his teammate there in Van Buren. Haven't called him today, Van Buren. Of course, missed last year's finals due to that injury. He'll be looking for a premiership this year, will Van Buren, after coming from the northwest coast. It's a scrimmage. It's going to be a free kick holding the footy. It's going to go Launceston's way. So their tackle pressure's right up here at the moment. This time it's going to go to Musica. That's good signs, Musica. 70 metres from goal. It's normally a booming kick, but I think this is going to be beyond him. Musica back into the TSL. Goes long and deep. Who's going to fly? They do fly. Bottom of the pack. Riley has a shot. Smothered off hands. Oh, that was Riley at top pace, and now he butters up with a tackle. What a tackle. And the ball goes out of bounds. About 20 metres, 15 metres from goal, left forward pocket. But Riley, he's just so electric, isn't he, Riley?
Great second effort to get over there and apply that pressure.
Alex Lee punches it down. Harper, snap, top of the square. Hines is there. Hines bounces off. He's now caught in the tackle. Here's Riley.
Throwing the ball.
Oh, and he missed anyway, but it's going to be a throw of the ball.
Handed it over to him.
Launceston all their play inside 50 here at the moment. It's been a while since inside 50s for Dave Gruber.
I think North Launceston the first 3 and Launceston the last 4.
Last 4.
Yep.
So, definitely keeping it in. Repeat entries. Richter Solder. Harper goes up. Ducking the tackle there was Denellen. Oh, he's crunched. That's friendly fire.
Own teammate, Walsh on
Davies, but it's going to be a free kick because he was the meat in the sandwich, and it's going to be a Denellen free kick right on the 50 from where Cox Goodyer kicked the goal in the first quarter. So left foot, going to swing it in. Comes in now, Musica leads, jumps up to Riley. Seymour, Alec Wright, good defensive tackle, another inside 50 for Dave Gruber. And it's another repeat entry here. Jay Blackberry, haven't called his name much today, Max.
No, we haven't. And
Jackie Avent's got the job on him, no wonder. Ball up. There's Blackberry now. Forward pocket, keeps it in, left foot check side. Umpire says, no, you're out. Dave, see if you can get something going here for City Park Radio. 103.7, 96.5.
3-2-20 apiece is the score. So it's 3-1-19 at quarter time. Just a behind each. And through the first, we've been playing about nearly 10 minutes of this second quarter. So after a flurry of goals in quarter 1, things have quietened down a bit. Lee and Wright here. Wright wins the tap out. Chance there for Dakin. He gets caught. Little kick out, doesn't go 15. In contest, Blackberry shovels it. Player caught straight away by Foon. And that'll be a ball up. Still in a dangerous position here for North Launceston. They're holding back the tide at the moment. A lot of players sucked up the ground here. Not a lot of space. Can North Launceston work it out? Wright gets a quick kick away. It's in the goal square. Riley wrestling. Trying to get it out. Seymour. Gee, if they kick a goal here, I won't be able to tell who it is because there's a lot of players there. Finally, it's going to be a ball up just in front of the try line. In rugby parlance, as the ball is thrown up, Dakin caught. And what's the umpire saying yet? Another ball up.
This is where if you're umpiring junior footy, Max, you'd say, get out, boys, spread out, get back, spread out.
Exactly, yep. Get back to where you
Surprised
belong.
if it goes through from behind here in a minute.
There it is.
It is. It's a rush behind, so that'll open things up a little bit. And it means North Launceston trail now by 1 behind, or 1 point. So Launceston 3-3-21, North Launceston 3-2-20.
Ollie Sanders, left foot, walks out of the square, looking far side. Nice and long. In fact, it's too long. It's out of bounds on the full. He's got him a couple of times today out of that pocket. And Miller Hodge, no, he's going to give it across now to Denellen. So Denellen, another inside 50 for Dave Gruber. Over the back of the square. It's going to be bounced through, hit through there by North Launceston. And that is Jackson Callow doing a bit of work deep in defence is Callow. So Sanders sets again. See what he can do. He walks out the other side this time. Comes out looking for Bird, who flies. Jake Smith right there on him as well. Egger, if he can get over the top, he's got space. He's got yards. He's away as the youngster in Egger. Does a little dainty kick over the top to Jackie Avent. He's got Cox Goodger. He ignores him. Now he stuffed it up. Has Avent. He tried to bounce. He was tired. And this time it's going to go back to Jake Smith. He's got Blackberry on over the top. So North Launceston, they had it on there. Cox Goodger was screaming for it, Max.
He was. And
He
it
was screaming on the hit up.
Just for the viewers there, great chase by young Dakin then.
Yep.
Down the line, Blackberry out of bounds. So not a great game here at the minute, boys. We're excited in the first quarter, but this second quarter has been out of bounds and turnover kicks, and we saw muck up there, and it's been a real struggle for both teams. They were 3-1 apiece at quarter time, so Launceston have added 3 behinds and North Launceston 1. Not much for the highlights, real Dave Moore.
As the kick comes up towards the wing, Bennett should take this mark. He does. He leads up well and takes it. So he's defensive side of the wing. Thinks about switching it inside. Can't see a lot of options. He'll be invited to play on in a moment.
He's got Callow down the line here.
So he does come down the line. Callow up against Jamison House. That's a good battle. And Harper comes through. Oh, and he might get 50 yes against Mark Walsh. Came in a bit late against Harper. And now you know that Harper's got a good long kick. So let's see where the umpire stops here.
It should put him inside 50.
Should be
He's
right
got
on
it on the
50,
wing.
shouldn't it?
Yep.
Keep
So-
going, umpire. Keep going, umpire.
So J.B. Harper read that ball well. Ball dropped a bit short and is met by Mark Walsh. And now he's got a shot for goal. 55 out. 45-degree angle with a perfect view here behind this one. Taylor Whitford on the mark. He gets around a bit. It's going to go to the left. What's it got the distance? Sure has, but it's one behind. 3-5-23 Launceston. North Launceston 3-2-20.
Inside 50s for Dave Gruber. It's now 7-3 after North Launceston had the first 3 for the quarter. Richter Solder gets the kick in from Sanders. He can go back there. Umpire says play on, not 15. Sanders goes the other side of the ground. Finds Fletcher Bennett it is. Over the top, Richter Solder who ran on. Go by hands, puts his teammate under pressure. Edmonds tackled. Umpire says play on. Now comes over goal side, they're away. North Launceston, they look up here. They've got Burt 2-on-1, and it's the 2 that wins. And it's a great mark in the back line there for North Launceston by Bowen Pearce. A late inclusion for Thorpe. So Pearce finds Smith. Squared up. Jake Smith played really well last week by all reports. Jake Smith, he's going to go back and go short. And he's found Bowen Pearce. So it's worked out well with Thorpe not playing and Bowen Pearce being able to play the back line. And plays that extra tall down there, the former South Launceston Bulldog. Nice long kick down the line. Looks for Auckland. It spills over the top. They're electric over the top here. Dakin. He's going to get it and look up. Who's he got on? He spots Denellen over the top. Denellen could have been taken front on. Umpire said play on. Mitch Thorpe agreed, I think, over there in the box. Jackie Avent now from half back.
Avent kicks up here towards Bennett and Egger, but getting in nicely there was Jacob Boyd to thump the ball away. I tell you what, the Launceston defence have been good this quarter, Max.
And what's going to hurt Launceston here in a minute, they've had their 7 or 8 inside 50s. North are going to just rebound it, and they've had 15 minutes of the play without any reward. And unfortunately, against clubs like North, it is going to hurt them.
So boundary throw in, left half forward for the Blues. Here's a chance. Seymour inside out, kick inside 50. Van Buren's there with the fist. He falls on top of the ball. They're going to try and work it out here through Fletcher Bennett. Little handball over the top back to Nankervis. Nankervis kicks quickly. Lux of Fortune finds Josh Ponting. So Ponting deep in defence. He's got a switch on far side. He goes there now. Taking the mark is Liam Davies. Here's their transition game, North Launceston. Over to Bennett. Has to fumble it a little bit. Now the handball comes over here towards Edmonds. Edmonds further afield to Avent. Avent kicks off a step. Here looking for Foon. They've linked up well. Jay Foon takes the mark. Good string of possessions there by the Bombers. Kick to half forward here looking for Burt against Tuthill. Tuthill does well. Over now to Tyson Miller. His handball semi-smothered. It's out of bounds. Left half forward now for the Bombers.
It's, as Maxie said, a real arm wrestle. Brisbane Lions 46, GWS 28.
3-5-23 Launceston, 3-2-20 the Bombers. Boundary throw in, spills to the back. Player tackled there, into correct disposal with Ponting now inside 50. Dangerous here for the Bombers. House does well, he wrestles Bennett off it. Bennett recovers. Cox Goodjar gets the handball away just in time. Bennett falls on top of it. Still a chance for North Launceston. It'll be a ball up about 15 metres out from their goal.
Down at the Twin Ovals, Foz, the Tigers 27, North Hobart 13.
Okay.
And as I speak, Tigers have a shot at goal but miss it. So 28-13 down there. We'll try and get the Lauderdale score for you.
Ball up.
Go along.
Tyrrell tackled straight away. That'll be another ball up. Yes, Tigers finalists last year. High hopes this year. And of course, North Hobart on the improve. An interesting season in the TSL. So
Lauderdale 25, Glenorchy 11.
Jamison House gets it. Cox Goodjar couldn't quite take it. It's kicked now to the 50. Will spill out of bounds. So only a short quarter this one with the amount of goals that have been kicked. In fact, no goals have been kicked so far. So we're at 17.5 minutes. Don't be surprised if we only go 19 or 20 here. Special guest coming up at half time. Very excited about that. Robert Shaw, Tassie football legend, talking to us at half time in this game. As Jared Dakin gets tackled by Avent. Correct disposal, so a chance here for the Bombers late on. Quick play on. In towards the goal square, and Tuthill does well. Can't quite take the mark. Casey Brown's caught back to Tuthill. Round the corner kick. Players here want deliberate. How does the umpire see it? No. Boundary throw in, fair call.
Yeah, fair call. So we've skipped across 18 minutes now, and it's Launceston by 3 points. No goals this quarter. But it's North Launceston's end of the ground, and as Max said, if North London can kick one here and steal one before half time, it'll be a real nail for Launceston because it'll hurt, but here they're away. So this is young Miller, but there's no one back. Oh, Musica goes hard, goes too hard and too high. They had him on there. If he could have just gone low, it's going to be a free kick to Nankervis, just a metre or two backwards of centre.
Might have got away with that last year at the St Helens Giants, eh? What do you reckon?
And the Giants. Richter Solder, prolific off half back. Looks up, finds Bennett, couldn't take it. Seymour goes down the line. Richter Solder sets himself and takes the mark again in front of Auckland coming towards him. Gives it off to Connie Young. Young, top of the 50, going hard over the top was Foon. Well done, Seymour. He goes back again, repeat. This time he's found the line. In fact, it's gone too far, and it's out of bounds in front of the Launceston interchange. So you're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. As Dave said, half-time, Robert Shaw will be coming up, and the umpire's not happy with how things are going here. And Alex Lee's going to have to take it again. So he kicks it, finds Davies as he goes backwards a metre. Davies, awkward kick. Not one you'd want to have the fingers in front of that one, Max, on a cold day. Seymour, good tackle. Max says in the back, I think. The umpire didn't agree with either of us and said play on. It's going to be a ball up in front of the light pole with the lights on here at Windsor Park in front of the Launceston change rooms. They lead by 3 points. Lee, been a good battle with Auckland. Taylor finds Musica. And Musica right on the half-back flank. Can't be long left in the half. Musica looks down the line. Oh, Dunellen had to go, and he did, with Bennett coming the other way, and it goes out of bounds again. Max, in the past we've seen Launceston look for that little 45 kick, like coming off. I know they did one earlier and turned the ball over, but that one there could have got it back in the centre corridor. Musica just went down the line. Maybe a few more risks needed.
Yeah, well, they certainly do. Like the inside 50 count, they've got to be taking risks to justify
Just to
getting
score.
it in there and do something with it.
Here's a chance for them now through
Here we go.
Seymour. Inside 50, Davies across the front, couldn't quite take the mark.
Musica.
Spills now to Musica, couldn't quite pick it up. Tried to kick off the ground. Great defence there by North Launceston. Still in the goal square. Chance there from Riley.
Oh.
Still a battle for possession. Players pile on. It's going to be a ball up in the goal square.
Music could be frustrating for Coach Thorpe because he runs that hard and fast and sometimes just goes too hard and fast and forgets to take the footy with him.
I reckon there'll be a rush behind here. Wait and see. As up it goes. Lee gets at the side of the contest. Polfeman back to Blackberry. Kicks for goal, but on the right foot he's pushed it to the left. One behind. 3 goals, 6-24. Plays 3-2-20. So the margin now is 4 points.
Yeah, twice as many inside 50s, 10-5 for the quarter. As Max said, is this the quarter that Launceston could have done anything? As Calais takes the mark on half back. They could have done anything, but they've really done nothing apart from waste a bit of energy. Calais slips as he kicks it. Could be crucial. Pulfreman on the hit up. Finds Riley. So Calais just tried to lean back on the kick and fell flat on his backside and went straight to Pulfreman, and he finds Riley tucked away in the left pocket. Now, Riley would like to run around here, but if the siren goes and there can't be long left as we ticked over 22 minutes, so he's going to take the shot. He's tucked a metre or so away in front of the medical centre here at Windsor Park. So Riley, deliberate approach. Could go anywhere. This one goes through. There's the one. That's the one they've been looking for, Launceston. They've had all the inside 50s, and they finally kick a goal. It was through a mistake from Callow, an unfortunate mistake. And Dylan Riley kicks his second, one in the first and one here. But, Callow just has got to check the boots at half-time, Max.
Yeah, well, we've seen 2 or 3 guys do that. We saw young Sanders do it at this end of the ground in the first quarter, I think it was. Then you've seen Callow do it there. You've seen Musica on the wing here slip earlier in the game. So it may be a bit heavy underfoot. There's a few patches covered up with sand here and there, so the turf seems to be moving a little bit, but the goal's on the board, and that's the one that they really needed.
Didn't they? You know, they've done it in the points, and they've got a little
buffer.
handy lead now, 10 points.
In the middle of Windsor Park, can't be long to go in this first half of footy. We have had a lot of stoppages, so we might have a minute or two yet. It's a battle in the middle of the larger of the centre circles there. Maybe a ball up. A lot of chatter on the ground. Big couple of minutes coming up here. Auckland, only as far as Ponting. Dives in. Handballs to no one in particular. Polfreman's caught by Ponting. Good follow-up tackle there.
Can Launceston keep the belief second half, Max? We mentioned before they've had 18 losses in a row to the Bombers, stemming right back to August 2013. But this is going to help because it's half-time and they're going to take a 10-point lead in at half-time of the Launceston Blues. And is the will and the belief there in this second half? We'll see in a moment. As just remember at half-time, for our radio listeners, we've got Robert Shaw coming up. Dave will ask him all the questions about Tassie footy. But the goal kickers here at Windsor Park in this round 2 action. For Launceston, Dylan Riley's kicked 2, Jake Hines 1, and Joby Harper 1. And for North Launceston, they didn't score a goal that quarter. They've only, what they scored for the quarter, 1 behind, that was it. But the goal kickers for North Launceston, Cox Goodger with 1, Burt and Callow also with the singles.
Max, some quick thoughts before we head back for some messages.
Look, thanks, Dave. One person I have been impressed on, I was a little bit reserved before the game, but young Auckland in the ruck, I thought it was a bit of a risky decision leaving out the more experienced at TSL level, Hamish Leadham, but to his credit so far, Auckland is...
Very athletic, Max.
He is, yes.
Yeah, which is,
he's got that...
a lot more athletic than what Leadham would have been, and it's allowed first hands on the footy.
Yeah, and like he's got that, he's got a huge reach on him. He doesn't seem to be jumping that high off the ground. But
what are the hit-outs for Dave Gruber there just before we go to half-time break, Foz?
It's 23 to North Launceston, 20 to
that's
Launceston.
pretty good because normally Lee dominates. And,
but the clearances are 18 to 6, Launceston's favour.
Yeah, 18 to 6. So Seymour, Harper, those guys will try and keep going in that engine room at at half-time, after half-time.
So we better break for half-time because we've got a special guest coming up. So we'll have some messages from City Park Radio, and in just a moment we'll have Robert Shaw with us.
Race into your locally owned Telstra stores, Brisbane Street.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, welcome back to Windsor Park at half-time in the Northern Derby. It's Launceston at 4-6:30, leading North Launceston at 3-2-20. And it's with great pleasure we've got a special guest here at half-time. It's a legend in the Tasmanian Football Hall of Fame, and he's coached with Fitzroy, with Adelaide, with Tasmania, and has had a lot of involvement with many football clubs over the years. And he's created a Facebook group which we want to talk to you about today here on City Park Radio. So it's welcome to our coverage to Robert Shaw. Good afternoon. Players, officials and family page created in March of this year. Tell us about what led to forming that group.
You know, seep into Tassie, and I just got a bit concerned because I've got a lot of friends down there and a lot of great mates that I played with and against, and it was just a gut feeling that I wanted to check in with people using football. And so I put it up. I had a lot of people on my personal Facebook page, so I did those invites, and there was about 130 or so former Tasmanian players, media, family. There's 20% female participation or membership, which is absolutely great because there's mums, daughters, wives. So it's not just a bloke's Facebook page, but it was mainly to reconnect, make contact, and of course to sort of keep an eye on each other as we went into this really quite serious outbreak, which is sort of blown up again over here.
What do you
so
think?
That was basically it. It was a welfare, a well-being, and a sort of a look after your mates, keep an eye on each other during this time. So that's how it started.
And who are some of the legends of Tassie footy that have engaged within the group? Robert?
Oh, well, you name them. There's everyone. I guess it's mainly it would be 45 to the majority of people are probably 45 to 75. Like, you know, we've got Gypsy Lee and Elaine Lee. We've got Daryl Baldock's wife, Marge, on it. A lot of coaches. But it's really sort of delving into not delving, it's associated with the great memories.
Yep.
And while you're doing a fantastic job there promoting the game, you know, the halcyon days of Tasmanian football from, you know, the late to mid-50s right through to, I don't know, 90s or something. It's that sort of age group that wants to reminisce about particularly the triangular series, Northwest, North and South, which led to Tasmanian representation. And there's a lot of talk, and as you know, having looked at it, some of the fines and the scrapbooks and the trophies that have been found in the jumpers, it sort of created a mini pictorial museum of its own.
Why do you think, Robert, it's so important that the history of Tassie footy gets celebrated at this time?
Well, what have we got left?
Yep.
You know, what's happening? I guess the debate and the political debate will be about our own team and the frustration of seeing the development of the game go ahead in leaps and bounds in the northern states and one of the foundation states. You know, that's for another day. We know that's for another day. But I guess we've got Tim Lane on there, we've got Neville Oliver, we've got Jeff Poulter. So we've got some really serious Mike Sheehan. We've got some really serious media muscle on our website, and you know, it's made its way over here. Tim Lane was interviewing Caroline Wilson over here on 3AW a week or so ago, and they had about 5 minutes on the page and discussing it. So there's a lot of people in our camp, as you know, and I just think it's important that we connect and we remember and we have a voice. So whether it's going to do any good, I don't know, but that wasn't the intention to be a rallying point for a future possibility of the team.
Robert, Michael Walker here. Welcome to City
Hello,
Park
mate.
Radio. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, very good.
That's good, mate. One thing that has really interested me and a lot of the people that I talk to in and around football circles is just the amount of history, and you touched on it, the old programs, the Guernseys, the history that people are pulling out of boxes from, you know, old farm sheds and the wardrobes and that type of thing. What do we do with that? Like, we've got some great people who are custodians of it.
What a great question, and I don't know, and I fear for it because we've found premiership, as you know, we've found premiership trophies and honour boards in rubbish skips, in dumps.
Well, we had one up here, the St Patrick's College Grand Final Cup from the 30s or 40s, I think it was, and I think Damien Dillon found one that...
yeah, Damien Dillon.
Yeah.
Yep. He found the McNear Trophy that goes to the Premiers every year, and it was to the TFL Premiers every year, and it just disappeared. And he was cleaning out under the old North Hobart stand with his mate, and it was in a bin or a rubbish. So mate? It'd be fantastic to have a proper football museum because I know all these people. So what I've told them is hold on to it. Don't let it go. Don't lose it. So I've got no idea because it's, as you know, as you two know from looking at the stuff we've found and the people, like even the old stories about, you know, they're cleaning out the back shed or lifting up the lino out of an old laundry or something.
The newspaper clippings underneath.
There's a gentleman called Jeff Freer that Jeff Freer played in the Longford 1955 Premiership. He played in Sandy Bay's first Premiership, and I went to school with his son, Jeff. He's still alive, Jeff Freer. He's 96 now. And he found magnificently kept copies of the Saturday Evening Mercury from the mid-60s. Like, there's so much stuff out there. So, look, the exposure's great. I can't answer your question. How do we do it? What sort of support do the current administrators understand? And that's my frustration. I don't think... see, what happens, if you get administrators sent from over here by the AFL, they do the best they can, and but you've seen... what's happened. People have come and gone when something else is better. So there's never a total commitment to what's best for us. So we're not well represented. I feel our history and our fabric and our culture is not understood. If you come from out of our state, it becomes a job for you, it becomes a paycheck, and it doesn't become a commitment to the history and culture of our football state, which is absolutely equal to the big three of West Australia, South Australia and Victoria, because that's the way it used to be. So that's my concern. What is the legacy and what are these people that are charged with running our state? What is their attitude to the history and our people and our teams? Like some of them, I've got no doubt some of them wouldn't have a clue where Scottsdale is or what the Scottsdale Football Club was. You and I know what a significant club that is in our history. It's as good as any team or club in the state.
Robert, along the same...
I don't think people have even been there, mate, to be quite honest.
Robert, along the same thing, you've talked in the group about the lack of Tasmanians that are inducted into the AFL Hall of Fame. Do you want to address that issue?
Well, that's the same. You need people pushing you. West Australians, South Australians and Victorians, they're banging on the tables. Put this bloke in. Put this bloke in. And I'll give you the example. I just mentioned Scottsdale. And I haven't got the figures in front of me, but I know Greg Lethborg and I know his wife Helen, who, works so long. He's played 408 games. And he's coached premierships. I think he's up to 8. How many premierships would he be involved in? He's represented the NTFA countless times, Tasmania 15 times. If he was Greg Lethborg from the Glenelg Football Club in South Australia, he would be in the AFL Hall of Fame based on his service to one club and his state. But because we don't push them up, because we don't bang on the table, and because we don't write lengthy submissions, why isn't Leadham Hodgson in the Hall of Fame? Can you answer that?
Yeah. Good point.
Why isn't John Leadham and Arthur Hodgson from Ulverston and Queenstown, why aren't they in the Hall of Fame? Have a look what they've done. Hodgson is the only person in the history of the game to play in 5 carnivals.
Yep.
5 carnivals, and he can't make the Australian football. It's not the VFL, it's the Australian Football Hall of Fame. And these blokes are getting really seriously shortchanged, and I don't know how hard we go in and fight for them. And we've got to fight for our history, and we've got to fight for our people.
Speaking of history, Robert, I can't let today's interview go without thinking about 30 years since your great victory as coach of Victoria at North Hobart. And what are your memories thinking back now 30 years ago?
Oh, look, to pick that team, we picked that team because we had a gut feeling or a little bit of a wink or a nod that if we did well in State of Origin football, this could be leading in to having our own team. So myself and the selectors, Noel Leary, Danny Ling, we decided to pick a very young side, and we took players out of VFL seconds. Like Paul Hudson hadn't played an AFL game. He was playing seconds football, and we copped a little bit of flack about that locally, but it was all designed about showcasing our team on the national stage at State of Origin level and sort of saying to the AFL or the VFL then, hey, look what we can do. Look at the players we've produced. So, but it fell flat. 2 years later, mate, 3 years later, we were out at State of Origin football, and they successfully moved the Allies in, whoever they represent. I don't know what state that is, but anyway.
Robert, what's your involvement in footy at the moment, Robert?
Well, I went back to teaching, and I was teaching in Brighton Grammar and coaching the footy program when I came back from West Australia after 3 years there in Fremantle, and then I started to work in recruiting with the Essendon Football Club. And that's obviously my original club of 21 years there and a life member of Footy Club. So to go back there and recruit and to try and find young players was a really good part-time job for me. I worked part-time in teaching and I worked part-time in footy. So, but of course with all this, everyone's been stood down. So I was stood down from the Essendon Footy Club, but I have no problem with that because I've been very, very fortunate, and I'm very concerned about the young people that are making their mark and developing, and young people in marketing and events management and all that have lost their jobs. I've sort of well and truly past that. So I'm not actually doing anything now except some part-time teaching in the middle of the week and wearing my mask and keeping my head down.
And just before you go, Robert, you mentioned Brighton Grammar there. How big is the school football in Melbourne, you know, the APS and GPS competitions, and what role have they got in developing young footballers?
Oh, it's extraordinary, you know, like the kid that played last night for Footscray, young Waitman. I coached against him for a couple of years. He came through Harlebury College. You know, I coached, I had the privilege of coaching Andy McGrath. It is a great, you know, the under-18 comp get a fair rap as the development league, but they actually take all their players from the school competitions, and it's an outstanding competition, very high standard, the APS, and with some very, very big schools.
Robert, the umpires are out and the players are out, so we're about to get underway in the third quarter, but it's been a pleasure talking to you today on City Park Radio. Thank you very much for your time.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks so much. Look after yourself. Bye.
Thanks, Robert. That's Robert Shaw there from the Tasmanian Football Hall of Fame. He's a legend. He's a coach inductee, and he set up the group Tasmanian Football Players Official and Family. If you're not part of that group and you're on Facebook, please join because there's some great things on there. We'll probably just take a 30-second break before we resume in the second half here at City Park Radio. Back in just a moment. Having a lolly that Maxi gave me, so struggling a bit.
I'll go, Dave. Join us here in the second half. The players and umpires are on the ground. And for those, it's Launceston 4-6-30. They've got a 10-point lead over. Does Launceston have the belief to go on with the game here today? They're going to have no better chance than breaking that hoodoo, which stretches back 18 games and across 7 years of actually trying to defeat their crosstown rivals. And look, North Launceston will come. There's no doubt about it. Their structure, they're controlling the ball off half back with Richter Solder and Ollie Sanders, but they're just not going anywhere with her at the moment. And with those forwards, just got to get it in there a bit more, don't they?
Yeah, it's certainly been a game that's crisscrossed between the two half back lines at the moment. And you're right, Launceston have found themselves in this situation many times against the Bombers in recent years, but today is about the belief. You know, there's no better chance for them today. I don't think that they've got their nose in front at half-time by that 10-point margin, and they did control that second quarter for 75% of it, so
North only
they just need to convert.
North only had 5 inside 50s for Dave Gruber, and the battle in the midfield, Whitford's put himself straight in there. He started forward in the first half, but he's put him straight in the centre. It's about to go. So Alex Lee and Tim Auckland's been a great battle in the ruck. The youngster in Auckland up against the evergreen Alex Lee, and the umpire's going to go again and rebounce. Dave.
Mention our sponsor, our locally owned Telstra stores, Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. Thanks to their support today.
And down south, Lauderdale have a lead, and so do Kingborough Tigers. So this is Egger into the middle. Casey Brown there as well. Good speed between those two. Edmonds. Haven't seen much of Edmonds today. He's kicked a few against these last couple of years, but not today. He's going to get a free kick and kick it inside 50. Here coming out is Bennett. Tries to take it on the chest. Probably would have been better to put the hands out, and it's going to be Casey Brown. But tackle. No, umpire hasn't called a free kick. It's play on. Inside 50. Cox Good just sticks out the mitt. Can't mark it. Comes back inside. Looks for that left foot. Ducks and dives. Back to Donnelly. Off one step, and it's going to miss near side. Through for a point. So they've loaded up midfield forward, have North Launceston, and that's what they've got to do. Get it in. Put the Launceston defenders, quite undersized Launceston defenders, put them under pressure in those one-on-one contests. But, geez, Tommy Bennett just put the mitts up, mate. You would have taken that mark. Jake Smith, Donnelly, big punch. Probably could have marked it. Well done, good hands, Alec Wright. Over the top here now to the youngster. That's not Musi, he's not the youngster. I'll go back to that one there before, but it was Riley, Nankervis, good, Van Buren. Musica hits hard. Oh, you can probably hear that on the effects, Mike. Musica hits hard. Well done. Here comes Thorpe out of the box. He loves it. That was Tyson Miller before the youngster there. I was looking to call. And it's going to be a throw in right in front of us here. Geez, Musica hits hard. He has done that ever since his junior career. Sometimes it gets him into trouble, but that was an excellent hit. Boundary throw in on the 45. Round to the front. Can't take it. Egger sort of throws it out in front. Casey Brown on Whitford. Takes him. Dakin in there mixing it up with the older fellas. And the bottom of the pack, the umpire says, give it to me. And just a minute or two into the second half here at Windsor Park. And it's North Launceston trailing by 9 points. Auckland, Mitt, second. Airy, can't get it. Here it comes down to Ponting. Smothered by Auckland. Harper's got it. Gets the eyes up, goes inside 50. Riley, he's there. Oh, over the top, 1-2. Can't take it. Down the front of the pack, Alec Wright gives it to hand to Miller. Here's Blackberry, virtually unsighted in the first half, but not in the second. Jay Blackberry snaps it on the left. He had 3 possessions in the first half, Max, and that's what he's there for, small forward. We saw him at South Launceston as a midfielder. Now he's a small forward and he kicks a terrific goal. Well done, Launceston.
As soon as the ball got into his hands, then you could have nearly written it down as a goal. He doesn't miss many, and it was a good chain of handballs that just opened it up away from that congested play then, and gave him the chance to get on the end of it. A little bit of a sidestep to get onto his natural left side.
Fuzzle.
The 1%er there from Tim Auckland with the hand in on the smother, from the Ponting kick. I think
and he followed up again with the foot. He had an airy, but at least it disrupted North Launceston's flow. So, well done, Tim Auckland. Well done, Jay Blackberry. And they skip away now to a, 15-point lead.
So, what might be a slight breeze now for North Launceston as I feel wafting across the balcony here. We haven't had much breeze all day. Been a very overcast day, no rain though.
Just what we need, a bit of breeze coming through us, Grooves.
That's it. As it feels to the back of the contest, Dakin gets it to Brown, onto Harper, kicks to half forward, Miller and Sanders, 2 youngsters go out. Oh, great mark, Tyson Miller.
Yeah.
With the one mitt, he stuck it out. Dragged it in the left hand. He's impressive this quarter, young Tyson Miller. Off to Hodge. Hodge towards Richter Sold out in front. Nearly takes the mark. Harper inside out. Has it got the distance? Joby Harper. Riley and Nankervis. Nankervis as well. Blackberry.
2 in a row.
2 goals in the corner for Jay Blackberry off the ground. Front and square. There's a contest there between Nankervis and Riley. And Blackberry just cruised by. Got the spillage onto the boot. And puts through the second goal of this quarter for Launceston, sorry. 6-6-42 plays 3-3-21.
It was, I actually wrote it down here at half-time. We didn't get to the stats at half-time, but I actually highlighted Blackberry and wrote it down here. Avent was doing a great job on him and really putting a glove on him. But 2 goals now. And Blackberry started the third quarter just like his coach Mitch Thorpe wants. You can probably hear Mitch Thorpe coming over the back. He comes out of the box, Max, and gives the positives. I hope he keeps it clean for all of our listeners and the effects, Mike. But Launceston, they're going to have no better chance than breaking this hoodoo than this round 2 clash here in 2020. Auckland up against Lee again. They've gone battle. There's Auckland over the top. Pulfreman had some important touches in there. Harper circles. Well done, Ponting. Here's Avent. Bit of speed out of the middle. Bit of a mung kick forward. Up the top, Callow probably should have taken it. Now he's been given a push.
Yep.
He's going to be a push in the back. He left it behind it, Callow, a bit fumbly. But his opponent in Jamison House, is it? Just went a little bit hard, and Callow gets a second crack, and he's going to have a shot from goal, probably about 45 metres out, going towards the city end. As Dave said, a little breeze behind him, and Callow's already kicked 1. He's going for his second. He was lucky, Max.
He was very lucky there. Very lucky. Macca did fumble, but House just couldn't quite pull up and got the advantage of the kick for playing in front.
Callow breaks the 50, goes low and hard, straight over the umpire's head. And they're up and about here now, North Launceston out of the centre. And Callow kicks his second. And that's, North Launceston's 4th. It's their first goal since the first quarter. So 4-3-27 North Launceston Trail Launceston 6-6-42. That was a quick reply, Max.
Yeah, it certainly was, and like you commented there, it's their first for the quarter and first from since the first quarter, so it'll be an interesting stat. Groves, you're the man. When was the last time North Launceston were held goalless in a game? Have you got that one there,
In
Andy?
a quarter.
In a quarter.
Yeah, my word.
Yeah, been a long time between drinks, that one, I reckon.
Back in the middle of Windsor Park, and it's an exciting start to this third quarter. We saw a very dour second quarter, exciting first quarter. So we're back to some goals again, some goal action here at Windsor Park. 2 to the Blues, 1 to the Bombers, early days of this third quarter. As it's a contest in the middle, it'll be a ball up. Mackie, got a score for us?
Yeah, Brisbane Lions 54, lead the Giants 28.
Oh, gee, it's Giants falling further down the ladder. They'll need to get some wins pretty quickly. As Lee gets the tap away, sharked now by Seymour. He's tackled by Walsh and Ponting. And umpire says it'll be a ball up. Umpire McEntee, I think it is out there. Tom McEntee.
Well, there's that little zephyr.
Yep,
Just
starting
coming
to build
straight
up.
through us like sheepers.
As ball thrown in the air. Auckland wins that one. Off the ground, Walsh. It's a bit of a contested ball here at half forward. Edmonds is in there. Little kick forward by Foon. How's the bounce going to treat them here? Met nicely there by Tyrrell. Now back to Jamison House. Goes back on his right foot. Kicks in hope. Only goes as far as Withers, who delivers from 50 on the breeze. Into the goal square.
Keller.
Is that a mark? Not quite. Ball comes out. Now to Tyrrell. Might have been paid that one, Jackson Callow. Out now to Seymour, who takes a strong contested mark inside defensive 50.
Just needed one more bite, I think. He had a couple.
Jake Smith can't quite take it. Over the back. Here's Tom Donnelly. We'll look for Sanders, who's got a couple of opponents. Somehow gets a kick away.
Oh.
And now somebody gets a high tackle. And they're flooding this way, so it must be a Launceston free kick. Grant Holt picks the ball up, but I don't think it's his. It's going to Jake Smith. Jake Smith kicks sideways.
Geez, that's good running from behind.
And it was great vision too there by Smith. Jacob Boyd takes the mark. Up towards Miller Hodge, who wins the contest against Sanders. Hodge now up to Blackberry. He's on fire this quarter. 2 kicks out from goal. Wheels and goes. Little chip kick nicely for Hodge.
That's clever.
Probably takes it too far out. Kick the goal is the call.
Geez, Tom Bennett to be disappointed there. Young Boyd got him on the run, and Bennett's an excellent runner. He's just lazy. And Jake Smith used him. You can see Mitch Thorpe giving instructions there. You can hear him, Mitch Thorpe giving instructions to Miller Hodge.
So Miller Hodge right in front of us here on the balcony at Windsor Park. On the mark is Will Edmonds.
Right goalpost kick through it, Mitch Thorpe says. Dave?
I hope he kicks it.
Let's see what happens. Now he delivers nicely. Might just not make the distance in the goal square. Nearly a mark to Auckland. Rushed through by Davies. So one behind, rush behind. So it's Launceston 6-7-43. North Launceston 4-3-27.
One more goal to Launceston would make it very hard, Max. And this is going to help because that's a terrific mark, Jack Tudhill.
They just cannot get it past the centre, North Launceston, on a consistent basis. And Launceston just keep banging it back in.
Them, aren't they? Tudhill, inside 50, they fly. That's a free kick. It has to be. No, umpire's missed it. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Good decision.
It was Hines flew, put the hands in the back, even though it was a mark to Launceston, and they're away Van Buren. Half-back flank. Oh, he only kicks it out in front of Miller Hodge. Could have taken the mark, but punches it out. Good defensive play. Could have taken it, but didn't want to, and punches it out of bounds. Right on centre wing, commentary side of the ground. Listen to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5 here in Launceston. 6-7-43 Launceston. They lead North Launceston 4-3-27. Just nearly 10 minutes gone in this third term, round 2 TSL action. Boundary throw in, centre wing, a little bit short. Auckland, nice palm down. Finds his on baller there at the bottom of the pack. I think it might be Miller Hodge. And he's going to get up. No, it's Fletcher Seymour, who was the leading possession getter in the first half with 13. Quick throw up. Seymour and Ponting go at it again. Seymour gets rid of Ponting. Well done, Harper. They're doing the hard work. Dakin's the reward. He gets the kick. Well done, Connie Young. Takes front position, takes a repelling mark in front of Riley. They've got a score here. North Launceston, but that goes back inside D50. Davies trying to swing it to the other side on his left foot. Well done, finds Foon. Foon looks up. They're moving a little bit quicker here now, North Launceston. Avent. It's probably the most possessions I reckon they've been able to string together, North Launceston today. But now they've been held up. Launceston getting that defensive pattern really well. Avent down the wing. They need a mark to North Launceston. Comes down the front. Well done, Miller, the youngster. Been good in the third quarter, and they've managed to hold it up again of Launceston. Just on the half-forward flank, North Launceston's end of the ground. They're going to the city end. Just a slight breeze at the moment. If it keeps getting up, it'll help Launceston in the last quarter as they try to hold on to this victory. Ball up, Auckland, down the front. Here's Seymour again, bustles through. There's a big bulky Seymour. He takes him on and the umpire says, give it to me. Max said, that's holding the footy. Give him a go, Max.
Go,
give him a go.
Tell you one thing, gentlemen, who has been quiet for North today is Jay Foon. I've only called him a couple of times.
He's normally the outlet player, isn't he?
They've shut him down really well.
Here's Whitford, taken to the tackle by Denellen. Another one that's been quiet. Whitford only had the 3 touches, Max, in the first half. So they've put a bit of work into him. Have Launceston and the coaching staff of Launceston into Taylor Whitford. Palm down, Auckland. Seymour there again. He's the first possession, isn't he? Fletcher Seymour. If it's not him, it's Harper. And they are the engine of this Launceston on-ball division. Dave Moore, see what you can come up with as we cross across the 10-minute mark of this third term.
There's the ball up. I think it's not going to be escaping there very soon. Let's go back to Seymour. They're taking on the tackler. Zach Burt was the guy he tried to take on. And,
no wonder it looked like 2 tanks hitting each other.
Absolutely. There's ball up. No one really gets an effective hit out to that one. On the ground is Lee. Feeds it out to Walsh. There's a whistle back on play. That may have been a throw, perhaps. Umpire signalling. So it'll be a free kick to the Blues. So inside 50s this quarter. 5 apiece. 2 goals to 1. 6-7-43 Launceston. North Launceston 4-3-27 is the score. So the switch now from Harper into defensive 50. Taking the mark there is Jacob Boyd. Weighing up his options. He's going to go back down the line from whence it came. Here looking for Ryan Tyrrell, who's got himself a bit of space. Left half back. Now he plays on by hand. Over towards Harper again, who's having an influence this quarter. Up here towards right. Takes a lovely mark. Extends the arms. Takes it in front of Fletcher Bennett. Left half forward, and that's going to be 50 against Fletcher Bennett. Crouching over the mark. So this will bring Alec Wright within range. I reckon he'll come to about 25-30 out. So indiscretion there from Fletcher Bennett.
An accurate kick here, Dave, will put a very interesting slant on the game. You're right about that breeze. Someone just left the door open a moment ago in the commentary position, and that breeze comes through again. And certainly getting up, blowing towards the town end a little bit, which is the end that Launceston will be kicking to in the last quarter.
Alec Wright shifted forward last year. Kicked a good number of goals. Playing forward again this year. He's about 40 out. Leans back on the kick. Misses near side. I think he does. It's an opportunity missed there for the Blues. 6-8-44. Plays 4-3-27. As Connor Young goes short now towards Arian Richter Salter. He's been pretty good in his game back in the TSL. Across half back. He goes short. Has to be accurate, and he is. Taken by Egger. Egger plays on straight away. Can't quite find the target in Foon. Holt intelligent to Seymour. Seymour keeps it low. Blackberry was there, but Connor Young.
It's the pressure, isn't it? The Launceston pressure. You don't see this from North Launceston.
Connor
Turning
Young,
it out from the back pocket.
Connor Young to Foon, out to Davies, who clears for North Launceston.
Davies, another scrubby kick. They just cannot connect off the half back line. And Tyrrell sees it out as he throws the ball. Well, that's strange.
That's a kick.
That's going to be now a free kick to North Launceston.
Yep.
So he's actually thrown the ball into Lockie Cocker's head, and the umpire's given a free kick. So that's just undisciplined and not really necessary from a leader of the club in Ryan Tyrrell. Thorpe not happy. I can hear him through the glass. Says, get off. Cocker inside 50. If this costs a goal, they'll be pretty filthy. Well, Launceston inside 50 here. The ball's bouncing around like a pinball. Good clean hands. Therefore, Launceston through Tyson Miller. Up through half forward in the centre wing. And it's Blackberry's kick 2 this quarter. And it's going to be a ball up right in front of the interchange box where the players come on the ground here at Windsor Park. Umpire's clearing the space. Throws it up. Over the top, Donnelly up against Auckland as Lee has a rest. Just winning the clearances here at the moment at Launceston. Pulfreman taken well in the tackle by Foon. It's going to be a free kick. I don't know whether you got the clearance numbers there, Grooves, but pretty even. But yeah, I just got the feeling Launceston just on top and inside 57 apiece. So they've had a few chances, North Launceston this quarter. But geez, the pressure tackle and the pressure meter is up. and Launceston get another turnover. This time through right. Quick hands to Miller. Misses his target. Miller Hodge this time gets taken in the tackle, and it's going to be another one. But every time North Launceston get their hands on the ball, Max, it's a Launceston player there with pressure.
Yeah, they certainly don't have a lot of time to get rid of it, purely because of what you're talking about there, Macca. The pressure of Launceston's been fantastic to date.
Another ball up. Auckland. Down there. Trying to get it out of that congestion. Blackberry.
Throw.
Here it comes out.
It's a
Throw.
throw.
Good work, Max. Saw that. Avent going to be the recipient for the free kick. So Jackie Avent. They're just trying to connect. Bert's in the middle. He's got Richter Solder on. Can't get it to him. Bert. He's got Egger down the middle. Here's Egger. Who's going to be deep? Whitford's deep. So Whitford. He's second of the footy though. Well done. There, the Launceston defender. Is that
Taken.
Dakin? So Dakin found himself at full back on Taylor Whitford and just led him to the footy. So once again, North Launceston just a step and a half behind. Over the top, Tyson Miller flies. Richter Solder, bottom of the pack. Bennett comes out, left foot, held up. Good clean hands from Hines. Left-hand handball. Casey Brown, little tap on. Could have taken it and gone. It's going to be inside 50 for North. Taking the legs there, Whitford. Bennett. Quick hands, Walsh. It's going to be a throw, too quick. And it's going to be another free kick, this time Pulfreman. So Pulfreman squares it up to Smith. Over the top by hand. Finds Tuthill. Just sits. He takes them on. Good to see from the youngster. But it was a little bit beyond him and he kicks the ball out of bounds in front of the interchange box.
What are we at, Mac, now? About 17 minutes?
We're up 17 minutes.
So
Launceston 6-8-44 to lead Launceston 4-3-27.
Big 5 minutes coming up. Can the Bombers claw back to near on par at three-quarter time? They've got to do some work to do. As Egger has been pretty good, except he turns it over there to Harper. Now, will they punish them here, the Blues? Taylor's got space. On half forward now, he's got Riley. He's a long kick. Is he going to settle for a shot? No, he goes in here towards a teammate in Bowen.
Alec Wright.
No, it's Alec Wright.
Yeah.
Alec Wright takes the mark.
It's just the little things here, though. The way Joby Harper worked the mark there on Egger, he knew that if he went hard at him, Egger would have just run around him. He just worked off him, worked the mark. And it's just those little things that Launceston are doing so well, Max.
And as good as Sharon Egger is, every time he's received the ball today, he's wanted to move the ball
Yeah, he
quickly.
wants to move it, but geez, Joby Harper held him up well
He hasn't adjusted to everyone being covered further down the track, which they're not accustomed to.
Mitch Thorpe is accustomed to be out on the ground. He doesn't like being behind the glass, does the coach.
Alec Wright, stiff angle, about 15 out, misses near side, just sneaks it in for a behind. So 6-9-45 to 4-3-27. So we're, what's that, 3 goals even. As the kick comes out, beautiful kick out to Donnelly, who takes the mark at half-back. Can they get something going here as it's with Tom Bennett, far side. Now, next kick's important. He goes down the line, out here towards Foon, but a good spoil there from Jake Smith. And hasn't Jake Smith reinvented himself as a defender in recent times?
Yeah, my word.
Played in the Tassie under-25s last year.
He actually plays a lot taller too. He reads the play well, and we're always a bit critical. He always used to try and do a little bit too much. But as he's matured, he's understood his game a lot better.
Yep.
And would you say North Launceston are just a step slow today, Max? Like, even then, I looked up and all Launceston players were all goal side of their forwards. They're just a little bit slow.
Yeah, and look, they finished off slowly last week. Obviously, North Hobart come with a big run in that last quarter. But, yeah, they do look a little bit, wouldn't say top-heavy, but they're just being beaten to the ball on every occasion.
There's a nice kick comes in our Walsh near the centre circles. He goes out here towards Egger. He'll take it on his chest. Couple of kicks out from goal. He's got a few options inside 50. Goes the long. Flyers wanted. In a dangerous position here for Launceston, but they work it out well through Jake Smith. Out here now towards Oliver Sanders. Little handball over the top. Player slips. That was Fletcher Bennett. Back to Sanders. Throws on the left foot. Harper there to intercept. Back to Seymour. The old firm there. Midfielders. Couple players spoil each other, but it's taken by Richter Solder. Back to Eggo, who might have got one high. He did. So Sharon Egger will take the free kick. Once again, similar position to where he was before.
The amount of players that have just slipped over, their feet have gone from underneath them. It's obviously a lot
greasy out
down
there.
in that forward pocket area too.
All in here. Absolutely.
Yeah, all this side.
Egger finds a teammate there. That's Fletcher Bennett, who's higher up than usual. Egger fumbles. He's still got a chance to get back to it. And a beautiful pass there from Walsh to Cox Goodger.
Right on his distance here.
Probably needs a special here as the siren sounds. So he'll settle for the kick. Macca caught one earlier in the game in the first quarter from a similar position on the run.
A little bit of wind behind him.
So Brad Cox-Goodger, this would narrow the margin to 2 goals, and it will be a real momentum. Will give the side real momentum going into the last quarter.
Right goal post, Max.
Brad Cox-Goodger, let's fly. Not a bad effort. Oh, it hits the post. About a metre from the top of the post. So one behind, 3/4 time here at Windsor Park. And it's 4-4-28 North Launceston, trailing Launceston 6-9-45.
Well, that would have been a good goal to go in, just even for their confidence of North Launceston. Look, we've watched North Launceston a lot over the last few years, Max, and I don't think I've ever seen them fumble as much, miss targets as much, and just look second to the ball. And look, I know it's Launceston's home ground, and they're just running on top, and they've got a really good balanced side at the moment. North Launceston, though, they're that champion side, and they've still got that quality there. They will come back through in this last quarter. So it's going to be interesting, that little bit of breeze, and we'll see how things look. Goal kickers to 3/4 time for Launceston. 2 to Blackberry, kicked them inside 5 minutes in the 3rd quarter. 2 to Riley, 1 to Hines, and 1 to Harper. And for North Launceston, 2 to Jackson Callow, 1 to Burt, and 1 to Cox-Goodger.
3/4 time, it's 6-9-45 Launceston, North Launceston 4-4-28. 3 goals of difference, or 17 points of difference. So let's see what will unfold in this last quarter. But for now, we'll take a quick break here from City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. Well, it's been 2014 since the Blues have prevailed over the Bombers, and they're a big chance today, but would never write the Bombers off. We know that they're a champion team and a premiership team, so wait and see what it unfolds. 6-9-45 Launceston to North Launceston 4-4-28. Thanks to the Launceston stats guys, Darren and Damien, for providing some stats, and also our man Dave Gruber. Macca, go through some stats here to 3/4 time.
Yeah, so we've mentioned Auckland's game in the ruck, and he's been really good. He's 33 hit-outs to 26. And Alex Lee, we've normally seen dominate that position and give first use to his North Launceston on-ballers, but not today. 33-26 the hit-outs. Clearances 22-10 for the game, Launceston's way. And there it is, isn't it? First hands on the footy, Max. Fletcher Seymour, Joby Harper in and under there, and just first hands on the footy. Inside 50s, Launceston 27-25. North Launceston came back there at the end. Marks inside 50, 5-4. Free kicks, not much in it. 24-16 North Launceston's way. Fletcher Seymour with 17, Joby Harper with 15, and Dakin with 10 are the leading possession getters for Launceston. The one they're keeping the stat on is Taylor Whitford, and they've got him down as 4 stats.
Do you think there might be an injury with Taylor? He hasn't played much on ball, has he? He's pretty much stayed deep forward a fair bit.
But I think he does that a bit, though, doesn't he? Like, he does that a bit because he wants to give those younger players like Sharon Eggers spent a lot more time on ball today and has actually been okay. He screwed a couple of things up that quarter. But he's actually just trying to give a few people a game. But, yeah, look, I don't know. They're just, I don't know where they're going to get there. They're going to have to structure up a little bit differently or
they're going to have to take the game on,
something.
aren't they?
Well, they tried then.
Yeah.
You could see they were trying to play faster North Launceston, especially at a half back, but they just kept turning the ball over.
Yeah, look, it wouldn't surprise me to see someone like Coxgoodger go into the middle for the first 5 minutes, just to, give them that bit of explosiveness and the grunt out of the middle. Probably see, oh geez, I don't know. You can't put him everywhere, but get Jackson Callow up the ground a little bit more to get him into the game. He's played deep all game, and we know he's got the aerobic tank to run around half forward, so I'd be putting him up the ground a little bit further. And but to the credit of the Launceston defence, like they've caused these headaches for the Bombers today.
Sorry, Max. Just the scores from earlier today in the D League. It was a thriller with Launceston 5-6-36 defeating North Launceston 5-5-35. And Archie Wilkinson snapping up behind right in the dying seconds of the game. In the under-18s, played over here next to us at the Christian School, it was Launceston 5-5-35 to North Launceston 2-5-17. And in the TSLW earlier today, runners-up last year, Launceston 3-8-26 defeated North Launceston 1 behind 1 point. What have you found out for
Scores are level at the Twin Ovals, Foz, 49 apiece. North Hobart and the Kingborough Tigers. And Lauderdale have now given up the lead, and it's Glenorchy. They're 8-7-55, leading Lauderdale 6-9-45 at the start of the last quarter.
That's
so
a real
some ripping games there, and I don't know, you probably call them a couple of upsets the way that the scores in the first half of the game, but both teams have fought back in Glenorchy and also North Hobart.
Thanks to our sponsors, your locally owned Telstra stores, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. We're off down the Twin Ovals, myself and Groobs next week. First time for City Park Radio. It's going to be the Kingborough Tigers versus Launceston, and we're really looking forward to that. Max?
Callow into the middle, so there's a bit of grunt gone in there.
Yeah, so he's gone into an on-ball position to put his body on, and that's good. You called for it, Max.
Bennett onto the wing, so it gives them a bit more,
and they've probably
bit of an outlet there.
They've shortened up their forward line a little bit. Foon's gone forward, and Bennett's up there as well. But this is Auckland up and over the top again. Another hit out to him. Start of the last quarter. You listen to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. Live here from Windsor Park. Launceston in a really good position to defeat Northern Bombers the first time in 18 games. Harper, you're going to have something to say about that, though, as the skipper. And it's going to be a free kick going Ponting's way. Here he goes. Sanders, the quarterback, off half back. Goes wide, though. Over the top here to Cocker. Miller Hodge, been good on half back in everything. Coxgoodger flicks it up. Too quick. In fact, Hodge goes in hard again and was looking for the free kick. The umpire had a good look at it and said, give it to me, I'm going to ball it up. So, North Launceston, the first goal, going to be crucial. Donnelly at full forward. Bennett there, Foon there, Egger there. So, a different look. Edmonds there as well. Maybe he's the one that can pop up from nowhere, Edmonds, and get that goal that they need. It's inside 50 now for North Launceston. It's Scrubby. It's holding the footy. It's going to be a free kick. Geez, that tackling pressure. Joby Harper's been immense again, Max.
He has. Just a quick one too, while we've got a break in play there. Must congratulate North Launceston Footy Club today. I believe they're taking the TSL live stream the commentary in their club rooms today for the COVID opportunity where numbers are restricted. So well done. Good initiative by North.
A new PA system, I believe, so hopefully we're coming through loud and clear on that as it's cleared now towards half back for Launceston. Taken there, handball over the top by Jake Hines. Still in dispute. Ball, says the crowd, so it's going to be holding the ball there against Launceston.
Lucky not to be 50 either. I think he knew it was a kick against him and he followed through with the kick, so lucky a let off there.
It's against Musica, free kick to Zach Burt. He goes sideways here to Liam Davies. So they desperately need this first goal just to give them a little bit of hope and momentum in this last quarter. Out to Arian Richter-Solder. He's at half back. Has plenty of time to sum up his options. Takes his full time. Great smother. Chance now for Launceston. Over Riley. Tyson Miller from 45 for goal. He's offline. Golden opportunity there for the Blues to really... I don't want to talk about nails in coffins just yet, but gee, that would have made it really hard for North Launceston. 6-9-45. Plays 4-4-28. A great smother there at half forward.
6-10-46 they've got Foz up
6-10-46, yep. That's right. 6-10-46, 4-4-28.
That's all right.
So 18 points.
18 points and even 3 goals.
So it's a ball up now, half forward for Launceston, right near the boundary line.
They've got to kick their score to win in one quarter.
Well, that's it. They've got to double their score. North Launceston doesn't look like happening.
Ball tossed in the air. Auckland gets it out here towards Seymour. He's tackled straight away. releases the ball, scooped off the ground, and it's out of bounds.
That was Callow. He's matched up on Fletcher Seymour, so 2 Bulls. Callow's pulled up a little bit sore.
Yep, limps away from the contest there. So boundary throw in. Still on half forward for Launceston on the eastern side of the ground. Auckland knocked out by Lee. Auckland in the follow-up. Gives it straight up to Whitford, who's now on ball as well. Up here towards Fletcher Bennett. He turns onto his right. Gets it by foot to Donnelly. You can't quite trap it. It's out of bounds. Now we're half forward for North Launceston.
A missed kick. That's a missed kick again from Bennett, isn't it? It's like a floating punt.
Yeah, the ball skills haven't been real good on a lot of occasions today. It's un-North Launceston-like.
Dakin just right on Taylor Whitford there. Done the job today as a youngster in Dakin. Here he is with a handball. Whitford on Harper. Just inside the boundary line off Sanders' boot. And the umpire's going to throw it in.
And going by those stats at three-quarter time, I think you mentioned as well that Dakin was up there in third or fourth possession getter for the team. That's
why Dakin was at full back. He's just gone everywhere Whitford's gone today. And to keep him to 4 or 5 touches, a handful, one of the premier leaders in the competition. Here's Miller, inside 50. That's a floating punt as well. Can't find Riley. It's nearly been a what about game for Riley. He's been in everything and just hasn't been able to get his hands on too much since that first half. But he causes some headaches, doesn't he, Riley? Anywhere he's near the footy. Umpire's pinged a soft one out here. It's going to be a free kick going to Launceston. Oh, geez, that was soft. But anyway, Alec Wright, he's away because he's found Riley in the forward pocket. Well, that was not necessary from Burt. He did get him high, but Taylor Whitford's now filthy with the umpire.
He kicked one from here earlier in the game.
Here we go. Riley round the pocket. Goes to the line. Nearly a mark there. Harper can't take it. It goes away. And here's Whitford now. So let's do something. Out of bounds on the full. No. Just short. Well done again. Dakin. Right on Whitford. Yes, Foz?
I was just looking at the replay there. Wasn't
much in it, was there?
Wasn't much in it.
Wasn't much, but not necessary.
Yep.
To be honest. So boundary throw in. Left forward pocket. Right on the 50 where it meets the boundary. Auckland, Lee, Auckland over the top, finds a quick one there from Whitford. Walsh via Davies, here's big Sauce Donnelly. So Sauce plays on quick, takes them on.
No.
It's not a great kick again, but it's out in front. Oh, there's a toe clip there, play on advantage. Umpire says no free kick, up and over the top there, Cocker, but it goes out of bounds on the full. Rushed it, and once again, just a terrible kick off the boot. Just puts everyone under pressure.
Yeah. Tightening up at the Giants Stadium, Macca. 66 lines.
You wrote them off.
66 lines, 53 GWS.
You wrote them off, Foz.
Brennan Taylor released from the back pocket. Up here towards Wright, who flies. Lee at the back, couldn't pick it up. Denellen's tackled well. And then Tuttila's tackled there by Whitford.
Yeah, yep. Very frustrated. Bit of frustration creeping in there by the coach. He's been well covered today.
Yeah.
So 18 points is the margin. 3 straight goals are needed in pretty quick time here by the Bombers. Off the ground by Harper. Contest here, Sanders first there. Through the sandpit. Taken by Wright. So the ball's not escaping.
He's hard at it, Denellen, isn't he?
Doesn't know when to stop.
No.
And
actually, tired bodies on the ground there.
And Launceston have done their work today to their credit. Like that, they've played a North Launceston type game.
Yep.
And that tackle there was an example of it.
Yep, it has. Here's Dakin. Goes only as far as Cox Goodger, moved up the ground a little bit. Max called for that. Another ball up. Any of these minutes that come off the clock here, Launceston will be more than happy. Shortened quarters. As Max said, North Launceston are virtually going to have to double their score to hit the lead. Auckland, beautiful tap over the back. Dakin, up and under kick. Geez, Miller goes in hard too, the youngster in Tyson Miller. This time it doesn't come off Burt. Finds himself across half back. Van Buren, left foot, important ball. Well done, big Jamison House. The boy from Burnie wins the 50-50. Gives it to Smith. Smith to Harper. Harper plays on. Goes out wide. Music is there. Haven't seen much of him in the second half. Was good in the first. Here's Van Buren. Up the line. Now they've got to connect North Launceston. Ponting goes short. Sanders drops what he should have taken. Wasn't a great kick. Big up and under. A big barrel from Musica. Top of the square. Alec Wright flies. Could be hurt. Whitford, now they're away. Alex Lee hits up, finds Bennett. He's got a paddock in front of him, but there's no one to kick to. He looks up. He's got the youngster there in Edmonds. Tries to take the mark, can't. The big buckets. Up it goes, up and under. He goes again, Edmonds.
Oh.
He has a shot. If it bounces to the left, it's a goal. It's not going to be. Cox Goodger off the deck. I think it's a goal.
Oh,
It's a goal to Cox Goodger. He's got the finger up. If it's not a goal to him, it's got to be off North Launceston boot. I think it is. It's going to go to Cox Goodger. It was nearly the off break that Edmonds needed, and it wasn't pretty. But Cox Goodger kicks, what has he got? Fossil, that's his
Second.
Goal for the day off the deck. It was ugly, but it was good.
You know, I like to go back to moments that lead to goals.
Yeah.
And, Braden Van Buren,
Yep.
the spoil on down in the back line there, did the follow-up work. He got the hand in and made the spoil.
Yeah, from the music.
Yep.
And it was great from Edmonds here. The first kick first possession went nowhere. He kept it live, tapped it up, and just kicked it. And like Foz called, if he had the leg break, he was home, and it would have been written in the book for him. But full credit, it was a great second effort follow-up by him.
Okay, 2 goals the difference. Things have gone up a notch here as Alex Lee gets the hit out to Paul Freeman, round the corner to half forward to Dunellen. Take the mark. He might just settle things down here. No, he plays on, wheels and goes. In towards the forward line to Riley. Can't quite take the mark. Bounce off his chest. In the follow-up now. Taken by Nankervis. Did he throw it? He's penalised.
Riley again.
Riley.
I've loved his game today. Those second and third efforts
Yeah,
by
that was the
Dylan
third
Riley.
effort that time. He dropped the mark, did the follow-up, and then laid the tackle on Corey Nankervis. So this would be the answer to the Cox Goodyer goal, which at nearly the 10-minute mark would make it very, very hard indeed in the gloom here at Windsor Park for North Launceston to claw their way back. So Dylan Riley, he's kicked a couple of goals today. So as has Jay Blackberry, Brad Cox Goodyer and Jackson Callow. Riley for goal. He's just off to the left. Handy point though, puts them 13 points up. 6-11-47 to 5-4-34. Macca's checking the AFL score. We'll get that in a second as Van Buren gets out to Connie Young.
Still 14 points. The Lions, Fossil.
There's only one way North Launceston can win this now, and that's straight up the middle.
Connie Young up here towards Bennett, and Callow takes an impressive mark. So they've lifted a bit, the Bombers, as you'd expect they would. They're not going to give this up without a fight. Egger back position, and Boyd takes a strong mark. He just lost contact with his opponent there, did Egger, and Boyd calmly takes the mark. He's going to take his time. Need a bit of time off the clock, and he's going to go sideways to Jake Smith. Half volley, play on. Little kick's good to Seymour.
It's very well drilled at the moment, Launceston. They're playing the game, right exactly what they need.
Fletcher Seymour, had a season with Clarence a couple of years ago. Kicks down the line. Oh, big fly there at the front. No mark. Dunellen's in there. Lays the tackle on Jackie Avent.
Your boy Callow again, Foz.
Yep.
At least he's getting around the footy now,
Yeah.
Callow, this quarter.
He'll start
Playing
with
sort of as that
opportunities.
on-baller. Boundary throw, ball up. Right on the 50. Auckland follows up. Pulfreman, left foot, top. Alec Wright sets. Over the top, Spoil. Who's there? Riley again. He just lurks around. Avent, quick kick. Bennett, important ball. Against Tudhill. Seymour, good hands. Here's Holt, the speedster. Left foot kick. In front, Dunellen. Dunellen takes the mark, tucked away, left forward pocket.
Tough kick for him there, being a left footer.
Yeah, but geez, they just control the footy. As Foz said, they've ticked over 12 minutes now. And any time that can go off the clock in these shortened quarters, when North Launceston need 3.5 goals to win, then this will go. I'm going to back him in here. I'm going to back him in, Dunellen. Left foot.
Well coached as a junior.
Little check side. What's he going to do? He breaks the boundary now underneath the light, which is on. Dunellen. I backed him no good. Missed it near side. Lucky to sneak it in for a point. Anyway, they tick along though. It's all points that North Launceston have to get back the other way. 6-12-48. North Launceston 5-4-34.
Kick comes out here towards Foon. Can't quite take the mark. Ooh, attempt to kick off the ground by Whitford. Didn't make contact. Still at half forward for the Blues. Seymour has worked hard all day. Big possession getter back to Jake Smith. His kick's not a great one. It falls in the lap of Oliver Sanders. Sanders plays on. Goes wide. Edmonds is there. Also Liam Davies. He's beaten to the ball by his opponent. Important contest here as Egger picks it up. Tackled by Hodge. Ball up. Defensive side of the wing.
They've just been able to get that extra player at every stoppage.
time.
You know, every loose ball, Launceston seem to be outnumbering them today.
Lee gets a tap out only as far as Palfreyman. Doesn't get a quality position though. Lee does well. So back to Whitford, who kicks it off the ground. Out here towards Edmonds. Can he use his pace? Can't quite get away from his opponent. Kello, little handball. It's now with a Launceston player who's tackled by a few bombers. No prior. Ball up centre wing. So 5 minutes to 4. We're in for an early finish here with the shorter quarters. Ball up again. Lee down to Seymour. Now it's back with Burt. As an outlet there in Richter Solder, who gets it to Cox Goodger. Cox Goodger plays on straight away to Davies. They're at left half forward now, the Bombers, building something here. Little handball over the top. Kick inside 50. Chance for Callow in front. Takes a good mark. Up against Jamison House. And gee, that's been a good battle today. And young Jackson Callow, he's kicked a couple. He's a good shot for goal, Maxie. You pointed out last week. He knows where the sticks are.
He read that one well too. Just
He
kept
did.
his eye on
Just
the footy.
dropped, didn't it?
Yeah, he just went forwards in front of House just when he needed, right on the drop.
14
And,
points the margin.
Yeah, Cox Goodger involved again around the footy. So him and Callow actually did a quick swap there, I think.
Chance for Callow to become the leading goal scorer in the game. Approaches Jamison House on the mark. Goes around to the right, keeps it low, and kicks the goal. Another goal to Callow. That's 3. And he's made the most of his opportunities today. And that's a margin now of 8 points.
Goes low,
He does, doesn't he? It's like a spearing kick, but it's very effective.
like your little one-woods
Oh,
Foz.
absolutely.
180 straighties.
So, Maxie, we got game on?
Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
we certainly have. What are we? It'll be 15 minutes. We'll click over 15
Probably got
15 and a quarter, I guess. So we've got...
probably 7, 8 minutes maybe.
Yeah, it hasn't been all that high scoring, but what have we had? 2 goals both to North Launceston in this last quarter, but you'd expect it to go 21 and a bit.
This will be the belief time, Macca. The Blues haven't
geez,
won it
I've
for so
said-
long.
I've seen it here before, I
Yep.
think.
So, over to you. Next chapter of play. Here
Let's
it
see
is.
what we go. Lee and Auckland done battle all day. Auckland's done really well. First game in, here it goes down again to Palfreyman. Seymour, first touch. Back to the big fella in Auckland, and he's holding the footy. He goes across the mark, and Walsh says that's 50. Umpire doesn't agree. Walsh inside 50. Jake Smith sets himself. Well done, Jake Smith. And Fletcher Bennett just got lost there and left Jake Smith one out. Edmonds made him earn it. He's come up a little bit sore, Jake Smith. He plays that taller role. Smith, he'll take a bit off the clock here, and he'll go backwards to Tyrrell. Palfreyman runs hard from one side to the other and gets the outlet kick. Over the top again. Jamison House playing at centre half back. Back to Palfreyman by hand. Don't know where to go. That's an ugly kick. Goes towards the boundary line, and it's out of bounds. There's nearly a mark there to Tom Donnelly, but it just went out of bounds off hands. I'll get the binoculars up, Foz. Boundary thrown in front of the interchange boxes, highway side of the ground here at Windsor Park. The boundary throwing, North Launceston are charging. Probably what are we looking, 6 or 7 minutes left, Foz, do you think?
At the most.
Yeah, Taylor played a more defensive role today as Brendan Taylor off hands, off the kick, and it's going to go out of bounds off hands.
One thing I haven't been looking for is any injuries, and I'm noticing that both benches have got 4 players, so
Yeah,
good
signs
fit players.
for the season ahead.
Sorry, Maxie, I'll cut across you there.
No, that's okay.
8 points, Launceston lead. And the one here to North Launceston would make things very interesting. Ponting only goes as far as Tyrrell. Hits the ball with pace. Left foot, inside, Riley, one out. Ball falls to the front. Who's there? It was Fletcher Bennett. He goes back to Nankervis. Up the line. Well done in front. There, 1-2 bites of the cherry. Jacob Boyd. He
Not
can't
paid.
take it. But he's just done his job again. Tudhill, Boyd, Smith, all undersized, but their positioning and their leading of the ball has been immense. Can we go again, Foz?
Yeah, go again. I'll just
Boundary
check the
throw
time.
in.
17 and a half minutes, probably
Goes
5
high,
left.
Spinning, short one. Lee. Starting to get really dark here. I need some lights on the binoculars, Foz. Goes North Launceston's way. Not a great bounce for Callow. It's off to the races we go. House leads
Oh.
Callow. Good tackle, Callow. It's going to be in front of Edmonds now. Tapping towards, and Edmonds kicks it off the ground. It wasn't on the full, went across the ground. Bounced half a foot in front of him.
I think the goal umpire might be going to overrule here.
Oh,
No.
they're not. He's kicked it straight into the ground.
That's a great tackle by Callow on the
Yeah,
goal
it
square.
was. Good tackle, but it's to no avail because it's going to be a free kick. Jake Smith. Well, I thought he kicked that straight into the ground then. A couple of bounces before it went over the line, but that was from my eyes, and they're not best all the time. Smith down the line. Alec Wright, Callow, 1-2. Not paid. Good tackle. Musica, is it?
Yep.
On Callow. So we've called Callow more in this quarter now. He's into play, and he's actually kicked his goal as well without having to sit at full forward. So ball up. Quick one. That's what you do, umpire. Get it going. He's on the outside. Cox Goodger. Well done. Launceston defender there in Miller. Ball up. Quick one. Lee, punch down. Harper, first there. Auckland gets a kick. Burt drops a sitter. Comes down. Whitford. Minimal touches today. Pulfreman going back with the flight of the ball. Turns at the last minute and takes the mark. Halfback flank.
Okay, Pulfreman. It's really critical now for Launceston. The minutes are ticking down. They still need a couple of goals. At least 3 scoring shots to level up. Connie Young does well at the back. Gets it to the front. Jake Hines off to Seymour. Seymour's tackled. Here they go. Walsh over now to Alex Lee. Gets his kick away just in time to the front position. Mark is taken by Jay Foon. Now Jay Foon, he kicked a couple of goals last year in the state game against the Victorian combo. Here he goes now. Waste no time. Kicks for goal. Jay Foon. Is it going to get in? It's just off to the left. One behind. So that's 7 points. Time check, Macca. What's the time there, Macca? How long to go? What have we got?
Nearly 20 minutes.
20 minutes gone.
20 minutes gone, so we're down to the last couple of minutes.
Boyd going to take the kick out. Think he'll go long, not take risks. No, he goes short. Oh, nearly went out of bounds in front of the can bar, but Miller Hodge takes the mark. But they're tucked away now.
7 points the margin.
North Launceston looking to get across the ground. Hold it in. Nice repelling kick. Miller Hodge. Richter Solder taken under it. Here's Musica. The excitement. He's going to go forward. Good kick. And spots up and finds Blackberry. Well, he split the game open at the start of the third to Blackberry. And he's done well here. Finds Harper. He's just done everything all day. Inside 50. This could be it. Jake Hines takes a step. Kicks a sealer. Launceston, ladies and gentlemen, are home in this one. The first time since August 23, 2013. 18 losses in a row. Today's going to be the Blues' day, Foz.
Yep. And exciting there. They moved it beautifully from the back line of the forward line. As you can see here, Mitch Thorpe there. He's right behind us. But congratulations
goal, Jake Hines.
to Launceston. They've been fantastic. I can't see the Bombers kicking the goals from here.
Wow. How it's good's the Musica. Look at the acceleration and the power.
He's added something to their lineup. It's probably just the missing thing.
The ground he goes.
For someone who hasn't been at this level for what, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah,
2014?
Yeah, I know. When was
14,
the last?
15?
Yeah.
7-12, 54, 6-5, 41.
Brilliant.
Down in the middle of the ground as Lee wins it out towards Ponting. Bounce evades him. Still a chance here. Off the ground, Hodge intelligent. Gets himself about 40 metres. Clear as Blackberry. He's going to be on the 50. He doesn't go for goal. He centres it and does it beautifully. Another goal to Launceston. Jake Hines once again is a Macca.
That's him.
Jake Hines and
There it
there's
is.
the siren. So 2 goals in the dying minutes there to Jake Hines.
Yeah,
Seals
Jake
the
Hines.
victory.
That's his third.
8-12-60. Launceston defeat North Launceston 6-5-41. Margin of 19 points.
They're pumped in the box next door.
They certainly are. We'll just go through the goal kickers quickly. Jake Hines 3, Dylan Riley 2, Jay Blackberry 2, JB Harper 1 for Launceston, and for North Launceston 2 each to Brad Cox Goodger and Jackson Kello, 1 to Zach Burt.
Kick 3, Callow.
He kicked 3 Kello, yes, correct.
Yes, kick 3, Callow.
Yep.
3 to Callow.
We'll just add another one on there.
That's all right. So 3 to Callow,
Yep.
2 to Cox Goodger, 1 to Zach Burt.
Okay, Maxie Walkie, some quick thoughts.
Well, what an exciting finish there, especially those last couple of minutes from Jake Hines. He put the icing on the cake a minute before the siren, came out of the middle, couple of scrubbing kicks, just moving that ball quickly, landed, and what a bullet pass from Blackberry to pick him out amongst those 2 North defenders, and then bang, just nonchalantly just rolled around on the left foot, put it through, siren gone, game over, and there was a fair bit of excitement coming out of the the Launceston coaches box there by Thorpe and his fellow assistant coaches there. But it's exciting, isn't it? You know, we've got a late start to footy. We started footy in July, and to date so far on City Park Radio, we've watched 2 absolute ripper games.
Absolutely, and you probably see in the vision there, in the background there, that the players shaking hands. The game played in good spirit. Most of these players know each other, have played with and against each other in junior footy, Macca, so a lot of mutual respect there.
Look, you can only have respect for North Launceston.
Yep.
But Launceston, they've been coming the last couple of years. They've strung some really good finals performances together. I know they were disappointed last year they didn't make the big GF. But look, to win a game here at Windsor Park against North Launceston, only play each other once, do they? Or
Yes,
they have to
the next time is at UTAS under lights, Wednesday night.
So once here, that's a Wednesday night game.
Yep.
So they don't have to meet them 3 times this year, which helps a little bit. And look, Mitch Thorpe was elated in the box. They put a lot of time in. Dakin did a great job on Whitford. Under 10 possessions. Auckland, an inspired selection, much to Max's chagrin. He wrote him off before the game, but Auckland's done well on Alex Lee. They put time into Foon. Their backline, Launceston's backline just battled well, didn't they? Smith, Tuthill, Boyd, they just won the one-on-ones. And then you throw a Jamison House back there, who hasn't really played a lot of backline footy. He's been more of a midfielder forward at Burnie and in the Devils program. But and then the electricity of a Michael Musica is going to excite you, Foz, throughout the year. Don't worry about that, Michael Musica. And they've got a really good balanced side to the Launceston Football Club.
We'll take a break here from Windsor Park, and we'll come back with the stats and Maxi's 3-2-1. The final score, 8-12-60. Launceston North, Launceston 6-5-41. Here's some messages from City Park Radio. Yeah, welcome back to Windsor Park. We'll just do a quick wrap-up here of this game, which exciting contest. Pulsating first quarter with 3 goals apiece. Arm wrestle in the second quarter, and Launceston got on top in the third quarter and a handy lead at 3-quarter time. Launceston, North Launceston got within 8 points, or 7 points there in that last bit, but a couple of steadying goals there to Jake Hines meant that Launceston have won 8-12-60 to 6-5-41. Just some better players. Oh, actually, first of all, Macca's just some stats of note.
Yeah, look, stats of note as I look through the main stat here, the big difference was the clearances. Launceston 32 to 15 for Dave Gruber, and Launceston won the hit-outs 41-39. Great battle. Lots of ball-ups today, lots of stoppages, lots of ball-ups. So the ruckmen have both done their job today. Inside 50s, just Launceston's way, 38-32. And the free kicks were pretty even, as well as the marks inside 50. Individually, Fletcher Seymour finished with 25, finished the game really strongly with 8 in the last quarter. Joby Harper, those two were brilliant on ball. He's had 21. Jared Dakin's taken 14 touches, really consistent effort. And Taylor Whitford ended up with 13. Had a little bit of it in the last, but well done to young Jared Dakin. Polframan solid with 13. And then you go to the backline, Smith, Hodge, Boyd, Tyrrell, all around that 10 or 11 touches, and just did their job.
Just before I head over to Maxie, it's a pretty exciting finish down at Twin Ovals. It's 21 minutes in the last quarter. North Hobart 69, lead Tigers 65. And I notice there's a shot on goal here for North Hobart. We'll just have a bit of a look at that. Falls into the goal square and a mark taken. There in the goal square, it's big Hamish Allen that's taken the mark there, Macca, the big fella.
Righto.
The big ruckman.
They're going to win. North Hobart.
Yep.
So well done to them. Was that a bit of a surprise for you down there at Twin Ovals?
It was a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
And we're going to be down there next week, of course.
All right. Look,
very good.
Drum roll, please.
3, 2, 1.
The man that missed Taylor Whitford last week. Let's see what he can come up with today. Max Walker's 3, 2, and 1.
3, 2, and 1. I'll go through to my better players first, Macca. Then I will give the best
bit of a
players
build-up.
on the ground.
Right, okay.
So I'll go
These
for
are your honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions. No, I'll start with North Launceston.
Righto, go.
And it was. I found it's difficult to find a four-quarter contributor today.
Yep.
From North Launceston, probably apart from young Oliver Sanders off half-back. You know, if there was going to be one person who you could give a tick for that four-quarter effort, I'd be giving it to him. Rick DeSolder, certainly in the first half of the game, faded out a little bit. Likewise with his other defender there in Connor Young. Sharon Egger, thought he did really well.
Yep.
Turned the ball over a couple of times just through his enthusiasm. Jackson Callow, I think they just need to get him in the game more during the course of the game. Don't leave him deep. He's too good a player to do that, and he's got the ability to run around. Yep,
didn't he?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, finished the game with 3 and showed his value, what he can be to the team in that last quarter by getting him onto the ball and running around a bit as well. For Launceston, God, you could name 22 best players for them today. I thought their backline was exceptional. We comment about their backline quite regularly, about the size of it, but whilst they might be short in stature, they've certainly played tall today, all of them.
Real team defence.
Absolutely, yep. They know each other's capacity to do whatever they need to do.
Yep.
The better players, Musica, thought he was great, died off a little bit towards the end of the game, but he was still laying very strong tackles at the end. Joby Harper was fantastic with his work out of the middle and his clearances. We've just become accustomed to watching him do that quite regularly. Jared Dakin, as you said, Macca, with the blanketing job he did on Taylor Whitford, and Taylor did get away from him a little bit in that last quarter, but the damage was probably done by then anyway. Dylan Riley up forward, just amazes me the amount of second and third efforts he puts on every time. And there was a guy playing in the ruck with number 90 on today who I thought he was exceptional all day, and that was young Timothy Auckland. So 3, 2 and 1 for today. I've gone all to Launceston. I've gone 1 to Musica, 2 to Joby Harper, and the man of the moment today, 3 to Auckland in the ruck for allowing the guys to get the first use of the ball.
A couple of final scores here at our two other TSL games today. And Lauderdale, after trailing at three-quarter time, have got up 68 to 56. And I think at the final score there, it's going to be 81 to 65, and North Hobart have won. So 3 pretty close competitive games today, boys.
Max has missed it again. Sorry, Foz.
Has he?
Missed it again.
No, we'll see. Well, let's
just see more.
Let's see what comes
From
out
start
during the
to
week.
finish he's had 25 touches. Let's just see more. And Max has missed him. But no, well done, Max.
Well, let's see what
Good
comes
job.
out during the week.
I need something to talk about next week.
Well, I'll give you something to talk about each week, mate.
Oh, jeepers. No, it's a good game. It's all around the state today.
Great to see. So interesting comment. And we'll be down groups. We're doing the trip down next week to Twin Ovals.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
For the Tigers versus Launceston. This team will reconvene. We'll get to Launceston versus Lauderdale here in 2 weeks. So that will be a pretty good game based on Lauderdale won their first 2. Yep.
Who's giving the 3-2-1 next week?
Well, probably me.
Righto. Couldn't be any worse.
I'll be straight on the blower. Let
there
me know.
There it is.
The
Thanks
text
to
will
us.
be going this week.
Thanks to our sponsors, your locally owned Telstra stores, Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadow. It's been a pleasure bringing you this game today. Fantastic game of footy, some great individual efforts. Thanks to the Lonnie Footy Club for hosting us here, and it's been a pleasure to bring the action to all those people watching the stream and also on the radio. So thank you for watching or listening today. Thanks to my team, Dave Gruber on the stats, Matthew McGee.
Great work,
See you in a couple of weeks, Macca and Maxi. We've had Ben on the stream over here on the camera. Ashley back in Hobart, also organising the stream. And thanks to Chris Ball in the studio for his presence today. And thanks for him also getting the great interview with Robert Shaw to air, which I think was a fantastic thing to hear. Okay, that's about it for us. It's earlier start time next week, 1:25. We'll be down at the Twin Ovals, Launceston versus Tigers. It should be a great game. But in the derby today, it was Launceston 8-12-60, defeated North Launceston 6-5-41. Bye for now from Seabark Radio.